1 of 2023.
Indeed.
Now, a question for you to think about before we get started with this is, what is the significance of this jumper?
Other
Let
than,
us know in the comments.
other than you look handsome.
Hold on, I've
in
got to
it.
mute myself. Shut up, me. There we go.
Oh no!
Sorted.
For some reason, I'm looking at groceries. I'm supposed to be looking at the live chat.
What?
I knew.
Right then, let's get some questions in, folks. We'll answer what we can, but they're always a bit of a struggle. Someone was asking me to speak proper.
Oh no!
I've got to speak like a brummie.
What on earth is going?
What? Mute your phone. Professional, folks. We got this. Yes, hello, Halifax. I know we got Missouri in, Idaho. I think we've got in Brazil, impressively. So yeah.
Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Yep, we got all over the place.
Did Mr. Hubnut get the Lexia working yet? No, it's in a box just over there somewhere, I think.
Yes, not yet, but that's a target for this week, isn't it?
Yeah, someone has very kindly sent us
so.
Alexia, but they sent the installation discs on DVD, and my laptop has no DVD bought. But I'm sure we can get the software from somewhere. We will make this happen. But in the interim, Tim up at Cambrian Classics has an old computer that sort of talks to Bella the Bilingo.
Did it? Oh, well,
that will be coming
something.
up in a future video.
Gosh, some hello Swansea, North Dorset, Southport, Germany,
Yeah.
Swansea, another Swansea,
Yeah.
Finland, Nottinghamshire, Norwich, Birmingham, Norway.
Birmingham, yeah.
Oh, crikey. Ross-on-Sea. Oh, my aunt used to live there. Nice spot.
Lancaster,
Nice spot.
Wolverhampton. Oh, I've been to many a gig in Wolverhampton at the Civic.
Oh, going to drop a message about Alexia.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, Netherlands.
Yeah. Scunthorpe, Isle of Wight, Bridgend. We saw Belgium's in there somewhere as well.
Yeah. So lots going on. Any plans to take Ellie across Europe? No firm plans. Obviously, it's something I'm very, very keen to do.
I did see on Facebook Marketplace a smaller Conway that Ellie would be able to tow.
Ooh.
But somebody said we can't buy it right now.
Oh yeah, there's also a slight issue that Ellie did briefly have a tow bar, but it now lives in Italy.
Oh, we could get her another one.
Attached to my friend Rio's 2TV.
She would mind.
What have we got here?
Something about
Essex,
Kent,
video? Monmouthshire, moist. I think everywhere's fairly moist at the moment. Fife.
2023 for a Saab video.
Yeah, we definitely do some more Saab videos. That's definitely true.
Any news on Bella?
Yes. Well, I don't know how much I want to give away, because obviously there is a video has partly been filmed.
Yes.
But mostly we're waiting for spares, so she hasn't passed the MOT again yet. I think I've got 10 working days until I get charged again for a test. So if I go back and say we've fixed these points, day check, jobbed.
Yeah, we didn't have the most successful tinkering day on Friday, was it?
No, everything went very
But then Tim, bless him, at Cambrian Classics was a bit of a saviour, as he often is, bless his little cotton socks. And we'll be working on her again tomorrow because she needs a new headlight, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll arrive. It hasn't arrived yet.
Should arrive tomorrow.
So, there's a chafing brake line.
Yes, which I've entirely forgotten about, so I'm going to have to look at that.
Yeah.
Without Tim's lovely
lift. But the airbags is sorted now, isn't it?
We hope.
Possibly. It is French. Who knows?
Yeah.
Nigel Taylor asks, hi both. Ian, 131 Super Mia Fiori. Is there any left in the UK?
There are loads. There's quite a few of them in Aberystwyth, it turns out. If anyone knows AD Tyres in Aberystwyth, Di, who runs that place, does own a few and sometimes brings them out to local shows. But did bump into him at the New Year's Day meet. But I need to try and get in touch with him and see if we can actually do something with his 131s. I mean, everything's off the road at the moment, really, classic-wise, which is why we're not doing many test videos.
Yeah.
Because there aren't many cars about to play with.
So, Catman Doodoo, will there be a wedding reception social? Obviously, so we can show our support. Nothing to do with claiming some wedding costs as business expense.
Oh, nice thinking.
That thought hadn't even crossed our mind. It was more about the fact of
we have actually
having everybody there. Because we keep thinking the big topic is the wedding car, but a wedding car isn't really going to cut the mustard, is it? So
it's got to be cars.
Yeah, cars.
Yeah.
Many. Yeah. Indecisive. Hi. Hope you're both well. Yeah, all good in the Hubnut household.
Thank you.
Word. Yeah. Pyongyang in North Korea. Hello. Crikey.
Really? Are you allowed to watch us?
Ian.
So they're a bit strict over there in North Korea.
Hope you're both well. Curious, this is Joe Briley. Is YouTube your full-time jobs?
Yes. And very full-time it is
It is very full time.
Hence we're here on a Sunday talking to you.
I got a dandy, say the Wright family. I'd love a dandy. I think they're amazing. I would really love one.
Yeah, smaller dandies
but this
are 2CV.
little Conway did inspire me. Was it a Conway? Yeah, it was a Conway. Let me see. Chile, Ohio.
2 traction Avance for wedding cars. Nice.
Yeah. When are we getting tinkering? Oh, we're back on the tours tomorrow.
yeah. And
From Hector's house.
We got some tinkering filmed. In fact, I think we've got tinkering filmed on 2 cars. It's just we haven't completed the series of work, so we haven't got anything else to show.
Stephen Brown says, Chafing Brake Line, great band name. Yeah, we already had that discussion, funnily enough.
Yeah. Wedding bus, there's an idea.
How many wish presents will you get for a wedding? I dread to think. Shall I just make a wedding dress out of them? All the wish t-shirts. Oh, a Nissan Note going in for MOT tomorrow. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Rate the Fiat 850S.
Rate it?
Cars of GTA 1 asks.
Oh, I've never driven one.
Have you not?
No, would very much like to. Kind of a bigger version of the Zastava I drove back in December. Would like to drive one of those very much.
Okay, Finley asks, what can I paint onto my 2CV when she is done? Want to go for period correct 80s, 90s.
Sorry, what was that one?
Finley's asking, what can I paint onto my 2CV when she's done? Wants to go for period correct.
Period correct 80s, 90s. I mean, multicolours was very popular in the 80s. Dolly mixtures. Some dealers did that. They swapped the dolly panels around so you got different colours on your dolly.
Thoughts on a 1948 VW Beetle?
Well, that would be a pretty early Beetle. Would actually like to drive a really early one. Earliest I've driven is 60s.
Have you seen Waste and Firebird, an American car nut exploring Australia's car scene? Oh, somebody else crossing the
No, don't
world.
We have.
Well, let me keep scrolling.
Very annoyed I didn't see more scrap in
Didn't
Australia.
You do a really big one, was it?
No, Horripito was New Zealand, but in Australia I found it much more difficult. Found a lovely scrapyard, got some amazing cars in it, but as soon as we mentioned anything about wanting to film, they were just like, no. And my friend genuinely wanted to look for some spares, and he said, well, can I come in and look for spares? And they just went, no. And sent us on our way, so that was friendly. Yeah, the joys of Tasmania. Generally, Tasmania is a lovely place, but not that scrapyard.
Dennis Nichols asking from Kentucky, do you think you'll ever make a trip over here to sample some of our stuff? Or, for that matter, British cars in America?
Certainly hope so. Yeah, a US trip is way, way overdue, I'd suggest.
And what do you have planned for 100k subscribers? We have something planned.
Something is firming up.
This is the difference
I don't really want to give anything away until it's filmed.
Yeah, between our last live and now, we've had a little bolt of inspiration. So
yeah, because I mean, this is a huge year for Hubnut. We're coming very close to 100,000 subs. December will mark our 10th anniversary, and with that in mind, one of the most exciting things is I've managed to track down the first car I ever drove. So if you haven't guessed why the jumper is significant yet, it's because this jumper starred in the first video on this channel. It's quite an old jumper, but I love it. So warm.
Good morning from the USA. Version of Wales. Oh, okay. Oregon. Okay. Is it like Wales? I didn't know. See, we need to learn. This is from Firestorm. They have Liquid Sunshine as well. What are your thoughts on the Skoda Enyaq 4, I think that is?
I'm not sure I even know what that is.
You
is
might
that an electric Skoda? Yeah, a bit modern. There are more Skodas appearing all the time, and I just don't really recognise what they are.
Michael Staunton, will you travel to Ireland at some point on the trip? Now, I reckon there's somebody in the chat who is quite determined that we're going to be in Ireland next year. Yes.
But I've already been to Ireland with Elliot the 2CV back in 2017, I think that was, and would desperately like to go back. Ireland is a lovely country.
Have you ever spent too much on the cosmetics of a car? I've just spent £170 on a grille for my Subaru Outback. It was quite painful. That's from James M.
Yeah, I'm not very good at spending money on cosmetics.
No, you don't really, do you?
No. I don't tend to bother too much about cosmetics. Oh, Wildland Restorations are in.
Hi, Whiteland. I hope you're all feeling better.
Yes, they've been plagued by lurgies and water loss and things.
Yeah, and they're not being able to make videos. So go and have a look at their back catalogue if you haven't already.
Yes. Well, I'm sure 2023
not right now, in a minute.
Be better. Yeah.
Let me see. Sam Horton, I've just collected a 2004 Saab 9.5 that's been stood for 2 years. I had it running today with a little party hat. Well done.
Good.
Hopefully going to pre-MOT this week. Any thoughts on it?
Yeah. It'll be an interesting car to check out.
Hi, Minimoto Madness. Are you using a dirty word here? Camry. Have you seen Chops' Camry? It's pretty clean. I have seen it on Instagram.
I'm trying not to look.
Don't look at it.
Don't look. Camry and me.
Alan Williams says, Nissan Leaf repeat for 100k.
We're certainly hoping to catch up with it. I'm not going to buy it because it will have quite a short range. But yeah, it's done over 100,000 miles. So I'm looking forward to catching up and seeing what a Leaf with 100,000 miles is actually like.
Yeah, and if we didn't live here, we might have thought about that. But it's just not practical here. We couldn't even take it shopping.
Yeah.
Sadly. Hello both from Colin Tennant. Thoughts on a Jaguar X-Type diesel? Trying to replace my old Saab 9.3 which failed its MOT this week.
I'm not personally a fan of that diesel engine. It's also used in the Mark III Mondeo and Transit, and it's not my favourite. I don't think it's very nice. It tends to have a very strong sort of overboost and then nothing, and can be quite laggy as well. And they sound quite agricultural once they get a few miles on them. So not a huge fan of that engine. I think the X-Type far better with a V6.
Yeah, Dermot, we are not buying a first generation Leaf, sadly. Somebody saying they spent $250 on a 1948 Beetle in 1975.
Wow.
Oosh.
Different times.
Edward Newton asks, how's the Skoda you used to
own? I've sort of lost track of it. Someone told me, I think at the NEC, that it is still out there and it's still in good condition. But yeah, I'm not in touch with the owner of it. So yeah.
Alan Trotter, sorry to hear about your Punto alternator battery frying. Hopefully it will be okay.
Oh, God.
Peter Van Heck says, our new house plans definitely shelved.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're quite happy where we are at the moment. We had a gorgeous evening last night, didn't we?
I saw someone commenting on how sort of decluttered and nice it is here, and that's what we're trying to do, just make it better where we are.
Yeah, and you know, it's
now, especially around here, is not the time for buying.
No, gosh, no. It's tough financial times, so you know.
Darth Trotter spotted an EL Falcon XR6 in Cape
Town, nice.
South Africa. Nice.
By the way, is that our friend Russ Nichol popping up in there, who's been a member for 12 months now?
He has been a member for 12 months. Thank you.
Thank you, Russ, and hello.
Yeah.
Surprises for the 100,000 subs. Nigel, were you here when we said we've got a plan? We've got a plan.
Yeah, I mean, there will be surprises because we don't know what they are. I want to do quite a lot to market, so we'll see.
Steve's Machines. How about Hubnut Camping Weekend? That would be great.
This
is something we've discussed, and there's a possibility in the pipeline. Because it would be fantastic. I'd love to see if I know there are certain amongst our followers who have got Conways, Pennines, etc., folding campers. I'd love to see them. We could all camp together.
Oh, Blue Boy's been a member for 2 months. Thank you, Blue Boy.
Thank you. What have we got now? Hopefully back up. Oh, good. Whiteland Restoration's hopefully back up and running soon. Forced extended holiday.
Oh.
Horrible circumstances, but a bit of holiday is not a bad thing, and I hope you can still get done what you wanted to get done.
And I know this will probably impact when we can actually get on the Syrian, but no worries.
We don't care.
Your health comes first, folks. Don't worry about us.
Also, we've got enough cars that are already broken, so it's all good.
Enough issues we're dealing with. The Syrian works. We don't want to do anything to it.
James Ainsley says, ever driven a Tatra?
Yes, I have driven a Tatra 603 many years ago, which is an intriguing car, air-cooled rear-mounted V8 engine with a column gear shift to the rear-mounted gearbox. It was exciting. I would love to do a video on one. I'm kind of in discussions to hopefully make that happen this year. So fingers crossed.
Light bulb fun. Any plans to take Took on an international trip?
The problem is I have to go on my own, and that makes me a little sad. So not the best vehicle for travelling with
passengers
family.
Are forbidden.
Yeah. So yeah.
Excuse me.
But I would like to, because I'd just like to see expressions on people's faces when Took rolls off the ferry for a little jaunt. But Took needs bodywork and mechanical overhaul. I think that's two big aims for this year.
Yeah, the body particularly. She's looking not good.
Yeah.
Stuart Hunt. Is there going to be a social in the West Midlands? Possibly the British Motor Museum at Gaydon.
I have talked to the museum. They haven't been that open to the idea, sadly. I think they like holding their own big events there. So that's been a bit of a problem. But there are other places we're looking at. It's just so hard to predict numbers. So when they say, oh, how many people are coming? We don't know.
We also want to make sure that you're fed and watered and you can go to the toilet.
Yeah, important
so
considerations.
big space, and then, yes.
Oh, Dexter's Folly has become a basic Hubnutter.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I've just lost entirely where I was.
Yeah, just to explain how these things work, you can become a channel member. I think the $sign is a super thanks, so you can donate to the channel that way. And there is a thanks option under videos once they're no longer live, and that is a way to support what we do either. Or go to the store where calendars are now only £6. Sales mode end.
I wonder what the EV banger market will be like in 10 years' time. That's from Lee Johnson.
Yeah, it's going to be
That is
interesting.
interesting.
And it's going to be
yeah.
interesting to see whether the aftermarket can jump into supporting these cars. They already are to a certain extent. There's at least one company that will take a Leaf battery pack apart, take any dud cells out, and rebuild it with fresh ones. So you should, maintain range.
Yeah.
And in terms of range, they're dropping to about 70-80% after about 10 years of range, which I think is extraordinarily good, really.
Yeah. Sean TVR, I think can probably guess where his allegiances lie. Hi, have you ever driven a TVR?
Yes, off camera. Yeah, Chimeras. I've driven a couple of Chimeras, I think. They are astonishing machines. I absolutely love them, but they fully go against powerlesses more because you look at the speedometer and it's quite naughty.
Would you get another Fox?
Not really, I don't think. I've kind of done Fox. And it would feel like cheating on Foxanne to get another Fox.
How's the kids and the dog? Kids are all fine. First week back at school.
Yeah, we're good. We're not dead.
Yay!
Cheerful.
Yeah.
And that's Titch up there.
Yeah. Titch has been repackaged.
She's come home. So yes. Do you sometimes miss your long petrol head hippie hair?
Not often, no. I did this morning when we were out for a walk. I had a lovely little walk this morning, and my neck was freezing. Did miss the hair.
I'm on a health kick, and so I'm dragging him along with me.
Yeah.
Because this is what you do when you're in love.
Want to pick up on some other ones. Renal failure, interesting username. Any idea what happened to the rotten Tercel? It got broken for spares, but it was broken for spares by people who have several Tercels and one Sprinter Carib. And I believe some of the parts have already gone onto that Sprinter Carib, and that's recently been repainted. So it looks splendid at Festival of the Unexceptional last year. I'm hoping it's going to come back looking even better this year. And also, hello, Udara, if you're watching.
Yeah, and his Tercel has got a beautiful story with it, hasn't it?
Yeah, the family car in Sri Lanka.
Lovely to know that is still going.
Yeah.
Really, really lovely. When are you having a Dorset social? Now, I know that Amber of Driven 24/7 would love it if we went down that way.
Yeah.
She is having a social. I think it's next weekend. Have a look on Twitter. Driven 24/7. I think she's having a social. Possibly, I might be exaggerating. That's next weekend. Please look on social media. Don't listen to me. Somebody was just asking how is Diego coping.
A bit mixed, isn't it?
Yeah, he's
enjoying not being bitten, but he's missing his friend.
Every
no
morning
shoes to bite him.
He gets up and sniffs.
Oh, Catman Doodoo, thank you very much.
Oh, contribution to the Tea Fund.
Yeah, contributions to the Tea Fund always welcome.
Are there any?
The treat sacrifices.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, poor Diego.
Yeah, what Diego does is Diego gets a treat when he goes for a walk, and Titch's bed is still down because we can't bear to put it away. And he puts treats in Titch's bed every day in the hope she'll come out and play with him, bite him. So yeah, it's very sad. But yes.
Pete Bully, have you thought of a scarf?
Hubnut scarf.
That'd be much quicker than growing my hair again.
Do you know what we should do? Is a Hubnut onesie. Definitely. Who thinks a Hubnut onesie is a good idea? I know there's onesie wearers in this chat.
John Shaw's spotted that the 2022 calendars are £1 each. They are, but they're quite badly out of date.
But lovely pictures.
Lovely pictures. I think we got Betty's little sideway moment in that calendar, if I remember rightly.
Oh, possibly.
Bad times.
Possibly. Where are we to?
Peter Van Hecker, I'm guessing. Been to Interclassics in Maastricht and found a Panhard Dynamique with triple wipers. I've seen one in the Netherlands. The Lauman Museum at The Hague also has a Panhard Dynamique with triple wiper madness.
There's a split between onesies and scarves. Mighty Catmad says, do you have a poll function? You could do a onesie poll.
No, I think the poll function's broken.
Onesies.
Oh, thank you, Daniel Potter.
Thank you, Daniel Potter.
We could come into Northern Ireland. Well, yeah, if we can get over the Irish Sea to go to Ireland, I'd love to go to Northern Ireland. Never been to Northern Ireland.
We're not that far from Fishguards, so we could easily get
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Ireland, and I
Came
would love
close. I mean, I
to.
got to
I would love
Dublin,
to.
so you know you're getting closer to the border. But yeah, need to jump over the border next time.
Hubnut branded wiper blades. Do
Yeah,
not
needs to
encourage
happen.
him. You're terrible for encouraging him indecisive. Any progress with learning to drive? No, because Jemmy was broken. It's nearly fixed.
Yeah, so I swapped the insurance over to Bella
And
de
now
Blingo.
Bella's broken.
Yeah, it's going really well.
So no, but hopefully next month
I
Shemi
don't know
will be going
why
in.
the car's scared of you.
No,
rather
Shemi's
unfair.
not scared of me. You broke Shemi. You broke Shemi, not me.
She started weeping coolant on the
When
floor.
you drove her. Do you know the ticket release date for this year's Festival of the Unexceptional? They're out.
Yeah, they're out.
They're out.
They're already
yeah,
out.
They're already out. So I will get on
presumably
that.
there's a link on the Haggerty website already.
With regards to local hotels at B&Bs, did we stay in a Premier Inn near there?
Yeah, we did Premier Inn Grantham.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
Yeah.
That rings a bell. But
no, we didn't. Of course we didn't. No, it was the year before we did.
Yeah, no, not this year. The year before.
Yeah.
This year we stayed in Bob.
Last year.
Oh gosh,
we were in Bob. Yeah, time flying past.
Hubnut branded Hubnuts.
Your thoughts on the Vauxhall Combo Life? I don't think I really know what a Combo Life is. Is that the new electric one?
Daniel Potter says, Bernie the Blingo, while you're over here, could do with a road test. Yep, we're up for it. That's a newer Berlingo, isn't it, than our Bella? Yeah. Oh, hi, Johnny.
Oh, Lightbulb fan says teach you to drive in Ellie. And because Lightbulb Fun has also driven the 2CV at the Field of Dreams, which the Hubnuts have as well. So 3 of us on this sofa have driven a 2CV.
All right. Well, I could have driven one at the Field of Dreams, but somebody said you can't touch it.
No, I had to get
so
you to
that's
drive Ellie,
what
and
happened.
we just haven't done it since.
That's what happened.
Is it possible to order your products from the Netherlands? It is. There is a slight problem with one of the payment systems in the Netherlands. I'm trying to remember which one it is.
I thought we were okay with Netherlands.
Was it Idea or something of that ilk? I can't remember what your payment systems are, but it has a problem with our store. But PayPal or credit debit cards should be fine, and we send quite a bit to the Netherlands.
I see lots of folks are coming to the Festival of the Exceptional. Awesome event. I would definitely go. Steve Machine says, do you think the Hubnut fleet has got a little too modern?
I suppose in some ways, but then even the modern cars, I mean, Chemy's the most modern, 2006. That's still a fair while ago. And generally, Hubnut has always sort of hovered around 20 years ago in terms of cars.
I mean, Chemy's 17 now.
So, when the channel started, sort of 2013, 20-year-old cars were last of the line BXs, and that's kind of what I had around that time.
The Combo Life is the Vauxhall Opel Berlingo.
Oh, of course, yeah, because they're all under the same roof. Stellantis.
Stellantis. Project MG8TF, Berlingo or Kangoo?
That's a tricky one. I've never driven a Kangoo. I do like the look of the first generation Kangoo. But one of the problems is that's more Clio based, I think. So it's kind of based on a slightly smaller car. And the engines tend to be smaller.
What major shows are you doing this year?
Festival of the Exceptional. Yeah. Radwood, which again is Haggerty Insurance. Otherwise, not sure. There is a world meeting of 2CV friends in Switzerland, but it clashes with a holiday we've got booked. So I don't think that's going to happen, sadly, which is a shame. I love Switzerland, and that would be a good international adventure in Ellie. But I'm sure there are plenty of other shows. I'd quite like to get over to the Netherlands for the event I can't remember the name of. There's an event in the Netherlands which is very, very towards the cars I like, and I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. But I would like to get to that. That's in May sometime, but we'll see if that's feasible. I might do that instead of Japan Classic Sunday, but we'll see.
Darko says hello from Serbia.
Ideal payments. There we are. Thank you. Yes, those are the ones. That is a problem for us.
Was a subscriber when we had the Yugo, and we're sad to see it go, and he's wondering if for 100k we can get another as a starter.
I'm sorry. Wish I should have bought that one Colin was selling, but never mind.
Didn't that go to America?
It is. Yeah, I think it is arriving in New York probably around now.
Yes. Is a Y Regivensis D4D classed as a Hubnut car?
An Avensis. Yeah, I think so. I think the Avensis is very Hubnut.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Blue Boy.
Paul
And
Marsh
Paul
and
Marsh.
Blue Boy. Thank you
Wow.
very, very much. What have
Took
we...
a female friend of mine out to a track in my XR6 Turbo. Oh, that must have been exciting there, quick.
That's a lot of laughing faces.
Yeah, I think he had a nice time. Whether his female friend had a nice time, I don't know.
Oh, Indecisive asks, as someone who's never driven on the continent, if I was to do a road trip this year, where would you say is the best place to drive for a total newbie?
Netherlands is actually quite forgiving. Because they're very clever roundabout layouts where you can't cut the roundabouts quite often. So I do like driving in the Netherlands. France is good because the traffic levels are fairly low if you stay away from Paris. Yeah, it does take a bit of getting used to driving on the wrong side of the road.
Vartberg two-stroke, have you driven one?
Yes, pre-video, and need to address that and do it again. And I want to drive a Barcass as well while I'm at it, the van.
Is there any cheap cars you would not buy?
Probably yes. There are probably too many to go into the list of.
Apologies, guys, if we're not doing all the questions. There's a lot of questions.
There's a lot. We've even put this in slow mode on the chat to try and give us a fighting chance. But
Hence, I'm kind of
so
looking down and up and down and up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mick Rayner's in the chat. His K-Series Skoda has a Wartburg friend.
Yeah.
One of the 1.3 Wartburgs with a Volkswagen engine.
What was he trying to get you to buy the other day? Mick Rayner, there was something. Was it a It was a Daihatsu Domino, wasn't it?
It might have been.
Yeah,
there were quite a few people linking that one. Sorry, what was that? Most Hubnut American car. Cadillac Cimarron, possibly? Which is basically a Mark II Cavalier, trying to be a really posh Cadillac. I'd love to drive one of those. Or Saturns, all Saturns, I think are very Hubnut. Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Potter. Thank you.
Zastavas are still found on the road. Indeed they are. I've seen many Zastavas. Even van versions of like the little Fiat 128 based ones. Really nice. Have you ever driven an AMC Pacer? No. That is also a very Hubnut car, although they're kind of becoming cool. Not sure why it's held that one for review. We'll pop that one up. What's your favourite car? I can't possibly answer that, but Ellie must be up there, really.
Or I'd like to know if you like an estate car and what's your favourite. Personally, I like the Subaru Legacy.
Ever driven any UAZs? You mentioned Barkas. You should really try a Buhanka. Is that the loaf of bread? The like 4-wheel drive van, Russian van.
Loaf of bread.
Yeah, because it looks like a loaf of bread.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I
believe there's one living in the woods near here.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently a TV presenter who does sort of wildlife-y stuff has one.
I was thinking it was that guy from Neighbours because he lives in like a commune somewhere around
Joe
here.
Mangle?
Yeah. Sorry.
It's amazing what you find up in the Welsh Hills.
I tell you what, it's quite a special place.
Spanner and Clanks. Who's this mysterious character? What is your opinion on the Hublets? I think they're terrible.
They smell.
Awful,
yeah,
really
they
bad.
Smell. In case you're wondering, that is Mini Hubnut in disguise.
Yes.
So that's why we can say he smells.
Grim Wriggler is driving on the UK on the left easy. I would love to go to Festival of the Unexceptional. I mean, there were plenty of overseas people last year. Obviously, it's the same for us going over onto the continent. It requires a bit of a mind switch. But, yeah, it's not too bad.
There was a whole troop from the Netherlands last year, wasn't there?
So, yeah, there was Timo with his Espas, who has now bought a Conway Cruiser.
Yes.
To tow behind his Espas.
Yes.
What a legend.
And 1991, no less.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Do you like the Renault Fuego? Yes. Drove one in New Zealand. The test is on the channel somewhere. Never found the right roads for it, though. Really wanted to try it on a nice twisty B road and couldn't find any.
Is that a ladder axe unit behind you? It is indeed. This is my pride and joy. It was very kindly given to us when we moved into the flat. And I absolutely love it.
We got Chops in the chat. Your Camry has already been discussed, sir.
Yeah, your Camry has been discussed.
I'm blind to it. I'm trying not to see it. Because I believe that's the 2.24 cylinder, I think, as well.
I'm more concerned about the wiper situation.
Paige Greer, thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. Crikey.
How hard is it to change points on a 2CV on a scale of 1 to 10? It's quite hard. Getting the fan off is the tricky bit because it's on a tapered shaft. You've got to knock it off. Oh, is that an awesome Optimus Prime Lego set in the background?
Yes, it is.
I believe it might be. Doesn't it look ever so well built?
It does. What are your thoughts on the Chrysler 300C Tourer looks-wise?
I think
I drive
awesome.
one. I think as I think they're the most remarkable looking cars. No shame about being ostentatious.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're cool as. They're very cool.
Oh, is that Peter Van Hecker?
Yes,
Is it? Yeah,
it is.
they're quite popular over on the continent, but getting very rare over here.
What car from the Hubnut fleet is best for driving in snow and ice? We're going to find out next week, I think.
Probably Ellie or maybe the Berlingo. The Berlingo is actually surprisingly good. That towed Bob up a very icy slope, didn't it?
Yeah, we were, yeah. Griff Lane says, I'd love to see a Renault 14. The only one I've ever seen lived along from my house when I was little.
There's someone on the beige forum of a slightly sweary name restoring a 14 at the moment. I would very much like to drive any 14. There are so few of them over here.
Any plans to come to any of the Bicester Scrambles this year? Now, last year we did say we missed out on those, so we probably should try and get to one of those.
Radwood's at Bicester, I believe, again. I can't remember when that is. I think that's a bit later in the year, September this time. Very much like to go to that as well.
Mart's Garage, fancy anything pre-83 and tax MOT exempt?
Yeah.
You want to go
I'd actually love to go vintage,
don't you? Yeah, you want to go vintage.
But funds aren't allowing currently.
It would appear there are 2 Hublets in the chat now. Isn't that a really cool office set next to the Optimus
I hope we're still
Prime?
coming through. My stream has gone a bit iffy on my
Yeah,
laptop.
I'm still going.
Okay.
Any plans to get a Princess?
No firm plans. Would never rule out a Princess. I think they're great.
Saab 9.3 with a 2-litre turbo petrol, a good car.
The what, sorry?
Saab 9.3.
Yeah, I should think so. I've driven a 9.3 diesel. Not the first Vauxhall one, the second shape, and that was a lovely car. Really nice to drive.
Was the Ford Scorpio the ugliest car ever?
No, not when the Ssangyong Rodius exists.
Oh, I love the Rodius. It's so ridiculous.
Appalling.
I love it.
I mean, I'd like to
We
own
should
one.
have one.
But
We
they
should
are
have
appalling.
one. How is Bob? Bob is fine, tucked up in the unit, got the dehumidifying salts in, and
Yeah,
we're constantly...
they don't seem to be pulling much moisture out, which I'm taking as a good sign.
and we're constantly checking out and making sure the canvas is okay and everything. Do you both find these live chats exhausting? No, I love them. They're exhilarating.
They are hard work. Yeah, the time absolutely flies by.
Yeah. And I'll sort of come off the end of it and be like... But no, it's all very, very exciting.
Like Will Fun is asking about the Model Tuck, which he would do because he owns an Invacar.
Ah.
And this is one we showed the 2CV off in the Christmas live stream, but this was made by the same person, and it is extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. It's really big and beautifully done. Yeah, Kelvin Hendry and Sarah McKay.
Yes.
So there we go.
And it's the family of somebody who was on the live last time.
Ah,
yeah, this
brilliant.
It was their, I think.
Oh, Mr. Trundleon, thank you very much from Oregon.
Can you give an insight into how much it costs to keep your fleet going?
I don't want to add up the bills. Quite frankly.
Now Becky says that in her local junkyard there was a green Berlingo, same as ours. But you're in Serbia, I think. Are you in Serbia? That's B888CKY. I think so.
There might be a bit of a trek. We know there's one breaking for space.
There's one breaking locally, yeah.
If the headlamp change goes as well as it has been, it's going to be. I might need some parts.
Thoughts on Canadian Pontiacs? They have Chevrolet frames and running gear with Pontiac bodies and some unique trim.
Okay, need checking out. Yeah, don't know very much about a lot of American stuff. I watch Vice Grip Barrage and Roadkill to try and learn.
Oh, there's much discussion going on about the ugliest car.
Yeah, I noticed Pontiac Aztec mentioned.
Yeah,
that is a good contender.
The Rodius, but there was a mention of the Nissan Juke.
Yeah, Firestorm had a Renault 18 years ago. Well, no, you don't see many. Never driven one, would like to. I think they're a great car.
When the new ULEZ starts in London, will you go hunting?
Maybe.
And it's all right. Somebody's asking if you've eaten the chocolate DS.
No.
No.
I can't bring myself to. Indecisive Auto wonders about the best windscreen wiper configuration. Lexus LS 400 is a pretty good one because you've got hiding wipers and a pantograph wiper.
Barry Spade says, what do you call a French ambulance?
Is this a joke?
I'm thinking it might be, and I don't know where we're going with this one. Do you like the Volvo 440?
Yes. Yeah, I do like 440s very much. Drove my friend's later facelift example back to the Nedcar factory in the Netherlands 3 years ago. That'll be 4 years ago this summer. Oof.
Oh, so everybody's fascinated by what's on our shelves. Citroen GSA instrument in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
that was a present.
A dash from a GSA special. Special.
Robert McKenzie asks if I've ever driven a Mitsubishi Charisma. I actually have, and that's fitting as well because they were also made in the Nedcar factory in the Netherlands. And it was not at all exciting in any way, shape, or form, but it was actually quite pleasant. I think it had a Renault diesel engine. Could be wrong.
Apparently not a French fire engine, ambulance, a French fire engine.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll wait.
I still don't know.
No.
Oh gosh, not much love for the Nissan Juke. Does anybody like the Nissan Juke?
Ford Eco Sports, yeah.
When I went, I had a negative experience with the Nissan Juke. So when I went on holiday with my family en masse, and I'm part of a big family, we had two as hire cars, and my sister had had a baby, and I just remember us all just being wedged in there with luggage galore. We didn't have, okay, she did have that much luggage, but we didn't have that much luggage. But these are supposed to be, you know, big cars, but they've really not. The boot space is not good. The space indoors they're just not good. Not good. I'm not a fan.
It's me, Phil. Why does it look like there's a toilet seat on the model in the car? I think it's meant to replicate the opening front hatch, which allows access to the brake master cylinder and fuel tank.
By the way, a French fire engine, Les Dennis.
Hey! Old ones are the best.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Foxhound's Follies are in.
Yep, hello. Good to see.
Morris Minor or Austin A330, A35?
Oh, yeah, sorry, Conrad. I saw that question come up much earlier in this stream. I'd find it really hard to call, but I'd probably go Morris Minor because you've got the rack and pinion steering and a bit more width, a bit more space, but it really comes down to personal preference. I don't think you can make a wrong choice out of that pair. Although go A35 and 948cc at least Morris Minor, so you've got some get up and go and about 37 brake horsepower.
Chris Robinson, what is the oldest EV you've driven? Anything from the earlier generation, e.g. milk truck?
No, never driven a milk float. Would like to. Used to ride on them as a kid when I grew up in Birmingham.
We did go stalking some, didn't we? Matthew Thomas has been a member for 27 months. Thanks for the entertainment.
Thank you. Thank you for your support. That does mean a lot to us.
Nissan Micra is so much nicer than the Duke. Yeah, I'd be inclined.
Yeah, but the new Micras are blooming enormous.
The K12 was lovely.
Yeah, and then it all went a bit weird. Worldwide Ghost, do you like the Jaguar XJS? Yes, and if you go back to earlier days, about 2016, I think there's an XJS on this very channel. I once got it stuck in a field. The Field of Dreams, in fact.
Ah.
I didn't film that. I spent the entirety of Andy Murray's match at Wimbledon digging it out of the hole I got it stuck in.
Just read this. Mr. Hubnut, which is better, Miss Hubnut or Shemmy?
Oh, let's see.
You don't have to think about this.
No, sorry, no, we're not going to answer that one.
Me.
Yes.
Yes. I can't believe you would had to think so hard over my car. I could understand if it was Ellie or Betty, but seriously, mate.
Yeah, but when your car goes grrr, I find it less scary.
Oh, yeah, I suppose so. Ooh. From Fullwell 1, which is Russ Nickel, vintage caravan or modern caravan? Ooh. That's difficult.
We quite like a simple camping experience, don't we? We don't want all the bells and whistles. We don't want satellite TV or anything like that.
However. We did go to the Motorhome and Caravan show, and there was a Sprite 4-berth, and I can't remember the model because there was just so much going on that day. I would cheerfully go around Europe or wherever with that. It was just perfect. I think what sold me, and this is not why you should spend a significant amount of money, is it had a wine shelf. Just this little shelf you popped out and you could put 2 wine glasses on it. Sold.
Matthew Thomas, who is a Hubnutter, I'm keeping an eye out for a Renault 9. Have you ever driven one? Driven one very briefly at a photo shoot for Practical Classics some years ago. And my dad had one when I was a child, which we even went to France in once. And really fairly unremarkable to drive, but very French, very comfortable. And I like the later facelift ones with the quad headlamps. They kind of look a bit like DeLoreans.
What have you concluded as the best build quality of your past and current fleet? That's an interesting one.
It's probably going to be the Lexus, I think, the LS400.
Oh, you
even
did
the
like that
electric
a lot, didn't you?
height-adjusting head restraints still worked.
Oh, what are the Hublets' favourites on the fleet? Oh, now they've gone quiet.
Yeah, we'll come back to you.
Miss Daisy.
Oh, yeah, they're very taken with Miss Daisy.
That's good.
Very, very taken.
Yeah. Sid3300 saw an AU Ford on eBay. Yeah, we've got a few links to that. I suspect I will get broken for spares. That looks very rusty. That car has been over here for a number of years. But I was speaking to someone who breaks these because apparently the engines are in demand overseas. I don't know where the engines are going. Surely not all the way back to Australia. And who else would know about Intech six-cylinder engines? But hopefully I can get some spares from it because I do need a few.
Anybody want to buy a K10? That's from Richard Bullock.
K10s are nice.
Oh wow. Oh, well, we gifted memberships.
Have we got that turned on? What?
Apparently we got that turned on.
Oh, okay.
Matthew Thomas has gifted 5 Hubnut memberships.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome. So how does that work?
I wish I knew. I'm going to click this 5 here.
So what I think, folks, is that what Matthew's done is purchased 5 Hubnut memberships because he's a long-term member, and he will gift them out to you, Matthew.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Please correct me.
Our friend in Greece, I think that is, was gifted a membership
There
by
we
Matthew
go.
Thomas.
So Matthew is giving 5 Hubnut memberships away, which is fantastic.
I can't get back into the
thank
chat.
you
There we
very,
go.
very much,
Yeah, thank
Matthew.
you.
Oh,
Well,
my
I must admit,
chat just broke.
we've spent far too much time lately watching aeroplane videos, the aeroplane lives, and they've been doing the gifted membership thing, and we've not really understood it. So, yeah, we're slowly coming to grips with it. Thank you.
Yes. Paige Greer, how close are we to getting Bilingo fixed? Hopefully very close.
Yeah.
We're tinkering tomorrow, and hopefully that will make a test ready.
Hope so.
Fingers crossed.
I'm not sure tomorrow will. I think we're going to need more parts.
We've got to
I
drill
forgot
into
about the brake hose.
Yeah, we've got to drill into the grill as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But that's so cool. Would you ever go for an old caravan for the 70s or 80s, like an old Sprite? My family had an old Sprite. They are superb. I would absolutely have one again.
James A, is a Syrian worth getting with a 1.3 litre engine? You see, for me, much more power, much more usable, but 4 cylinders. So you lose that 3-cylinder barking madness.
Pedico says, choice of wedding car to transport Miss Hubnut to the wedding. This is the big one.
Yeah.
We don't want to get this wrong.
So much pressure. We have no idea.
When are you visiting Sussex again? Not sure. My parents live in Sussex, so we do get there probably not as regularly as we should.
Mighty Cat Mods, thank you very much for your contribution.
Oh, getting a wine shelf installed in Bob.
Wine shelf? Tea shelf?
That's what I know. Wine. Okay, both. We can have space for both. Big Jet TV, that is one of the ones we watch. We also watch Airliners Live and is it Alex?
Mac TV.
Mac TV, yeah. This is an unhealthy habit we have.
Yeah.
I also have Flight Radar open while I'm watching it, so that I can
full on tragic. Yeah.
Oh, what has my life become?
Yeah, it started off just watching on windy days, but now we watch whatever the weather.
Oh gosh, now everybody wants a gifted membership.
Ooh, someone's recently obtained a one-owner Yugo GV.
Whoa.
Wow. So is that in America then, if it's a GV?
Did you know Up and Down Viz has an SM?
Really? News to me.
Indecisive, just let us know this.
Yeah. Ellie and Betty have to be involved. Yeah, we want to get all of them involved.
And Shemmy, and maybe a lilac by Hanson.
Kev Cracknell, what are your thoughts on the 1850 Dolomite? I'd love one, and I'd love to drive one. I've never driven one of the overhead cam Dolomites. I've only driven a 1500, which is the worst engine Triumph ever had, I think. Really weak bottom end.
Oh, interesting question from James G. Given how big the channel has become, how easy do you find it to switch off from Hubnut and just be Ian Seabrook?
Much easier with my little family.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, that was the great thing. Because lockdown was difficult in so many ways, but it was a complete turn off from the sort of the video work.
Yeah.
It is difficult though, because I will find myself checking comments all day long. From like the moment I wake up, I'm having a quick check of them, and probably last thing before bed. Isn't that tragic? So yeah, it can be difficult because I don't want to miss your comments, and I like keeping up with them.
Yeah. I mean, the Titch Pass of the Way really has knocked me for 6. And I know I've been really sporadic on my social media, and I feel really bad about that. But yeah, it's just been very hard. But like Ian says, you don't want to miss it. We want to interact with everybody as much as we possibly can. You give us your time, so it's only right that we give you our time back.
Just trying to get the balance right is always tricky.
But on a cheerier note, I knew you were our people because everybody's going, yeah, I watch Big Jet TV.
Yeah.
I watch the airport streams. Oh, if you don't, do, because they're really, really interested.
What have we got? So many questions. There was one I was just going to answer and I've lost it. This
Shall I
always
do a
happens,
quick,
doesn't it?
if
Oh,
I
here we go.
change?
Fred Scratchit,
Mhm.
talking about the phone holder that clamps to the dash. We're talking to you on it right now.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I don't think it's got any marks on it. I just found it on eBay. Phone mount
just one of
clamps
those
dashboard.
yeah.
And it seems to work, but it can leave marks on the dashboard, so you have to be a bit careful with them.
Was the GSA the first Hubnut purchase Miss Hubnut witnessed? That's from Sid 3300.
Yeah.
It was indeed. In fact, we picked up Giselle when.
Although I've just remembered something. I actually cancelled a date with you to go and get the City Rover.
Yeah, you did.
That was the first test of our
Yeah, you
relationship.
did.
It's like,
I
she
think it
puts
was
up with this, she's probably all
about
right.
3 dates in, and he's like,
Yeah, sorry,
can
I can't come this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm going to Birmingham to get a terrible
Yes.
Indian car.
Yeah, which didn't last very long. Bless her. She was a
No.
great little thing.
Far better than expected, I would say.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely. But the GSA, yeah, we went and picked up the GSA together, didn't we?
Yeah,
When we were coming home from the airport.
Yeah, straight back from New Zealand, or Australia, rather. Blimey. Any cars currently on my watch list? I'm trying not to look, to be honest. I think this is going to be a slower year for purchases, he says famously.
Neil Thomas, now this is a good one. This is a good point of view from How To. I'm quite new to internet usage and still find it mind-blowing. I can see TV quality on a phone. What is membership and how do you do it?
Membership, I think if you look in the description of the video, there should be a link to how to become a channel member. If I remember, I can go scroll and have a look. Let's go and have a look.
Well,
yeah, so it says or support Hubnut at Patreon or via a channel membership. That can be clicked down there in the description.
Robin Giles, that's really kind. He says, I have a lot of books on the Morris Minor. If I send them to you, could you pass them on to Leanne and Lewis's daughter? That would be lovely. Yeah, we can certainly, if we'll get them to drop, what would be the best way to do that?
PO box? Is it? Sorry, where's it coming from?
Robin Giles, and he's sending them to Leanne and Lewis.
Yeah, send it to our PO box, PO Box 96.
And we'll pass it on to them.
SA449AZ.
And I know their daughter will love that because she is a little brainiac, they call her, so she will love that.
I see we've got Seaside Garage in the chat now.
Yes,
Hello, Denmark.
They were asking about the GSA dash.
Yeah, also asking how hard do you get hit by the income drop? Very. That is one of the biggest problems with YouTube life is, the ads just drop off a cliff. So your income from the channel does drop, which is one reason we're having a chat with this. It's another reason we do the merchandise and try and balance out things that way. Because when you're relying on the income, as I know Seaside Garage is, it's a stressful month.
Yeah, it is. Here's a slightly interesting one. Mighty Cat Mods, would you wait to get married if it meant you could use Up and Down's SM as a wedding car?
Oh, we'd be very old.
Oh, that's harsh. I knew you were going to say something controversial. Oh, it'll be ready in no time, that isn't. Well, he's got to do the... no, it's not a car. Clement has to be first.
Yeah, and Clement is rusty.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Oh, wow. Somebody saying they watch the ferries. Oh, you watch buses going on to ferries. Finley, it's cool. Whatever your poison is, it's cool.
Yeah, during lockdown, I was so missing European travel. I went and watched webcams on trams. So they would go around all the streets of the Netherlands or whatever. And I was watching Amsterdam by tram at one point. And playing Euro Truck Simulator 2, which I've seen someone asking if I still do. Yesterday, I actually did fire it up for the first time in months and months. And I had a quick drive to, where did I go? That place in France, Strasbourg.
Now the Hubnuts are sat very quietly next to us, but I can see one of them has asked a question. Llama with a knife. Which car on the fleet would be the best prom car if you were to go back and choose?
Oh, best prom car.
Why do you think she's asking this one?
I think if we speak to the right people, we could probably get the Multipla back.
Yes.
Is that the one?
I think so.
Big chrome exhausts up it.
Yeah, that's the Badger.
I don't know what's happened to that car.
I don't know.
But that would be good. Or maybe we could just chrome wrap something else. Pink.
Ellie.
Oh, there's an idea. Yeah. It might stop her rusting.
Or Betty. Pink Betty.
Truckers MP is a good show for Euro Truck. Okay. I don't really understand. I don't play it enough. Yesterday I did that one drive and that was probably me done for another 6 months. Although I do miss my Scania V8.
How's Myrtle? Not much going on with Myrtle at the moment.
No, she's
We
sat at the
are
back
going
waiting
to
her turn.
attempt to plug the diagnostic thing into her, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
Because she does have an emissions problem. Was it emissions problem?
No, she had a
No.
new cat last MOT, but she's not running 100% right, and we don't know why. So, yeah, I've been loaned a computer, which I gave up trying to connect up to Bella because I was having a bit of a hissy fit, a pathetic hissy fit. But yeah, it was taking a long time to enter the chassis number. But we will try it on Myrtle.
Oh, you admitted that was a little bit of a mard that you had on there.
I wasn't in my best form.
The discussion went thusly. Ian, shall I do it? Shall I do it? Ian, I've got small fingers. Shall I do it? Shall I do it? No, no.
Steve's Machines. Very good question. What do you think about the issue of the electric mini conversion? Denied a reg by the DVLA for a drill hole in the body. I think there's a lot more to that story. I'll probably need to do a separate video on it because there's a real question mark as to how much of the car related to the registration there actually was there. So I don't think it was just the hole. It does sound like they were being really finicky about the hole and saying, oh, you've drilled the hole, therefore you've modified the monocoque. But which seems, yeah, OTT, I would say.
David
but there's
Milne.
a lot more to that story than there seems, I think.
David Milne.
Oh, wow.
Huge thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's very generous. Thank you.
And Stuart Ross, thank you for becoming a basic Hubnutter.
Thank you.
Paint Shemi pink and gold.
Yeah,
See,
why not?
No, I like Shemi as she is, but I do have a plan of having a second charade and doing something different.
Yeah, because we definitely need another car you can't get parts for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why have one charade you can't get parts for? I have two.
Yeah. Oh, yes, Lightbulb Fund says there's a good thread on the beige forum about the electric mini. There is. I've chucked a comment in there as well. That's the auto slightly sweary word forum.
Any idea when the Tuk rebuild is to start?
No, we haven't got any firm plans. I just want to do it this year. Oh, we've got a new patron that's just pinged into my emails as well. I missed who that was, but thank you for becoming a patron. CT's Garage, thank you very much. If you're in Kent in summer, I've got some Alphas. Oh, Fiat Coupe. That is a car I definitely want to do. Escort Mark 1 we have done, but thank you. Albeit with the lowliest engine possible because Hubnut. But yeah, Fiat Coupes, lovely cars. And 5-cylinder engine, amazing Chris Bangle styling. Yes, I like them. Is it that lilac-y purple colour? Please say it is. I love that colour.
Would you consider having a 4x4 or pickup truck on the fleet?
Haven't really got, can't really justify it at the moment. Bless you. And again.
Do you like Queen's music?
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, I don't go out of my way to listen to it.
As well.
The Freddie Mercury era stuff is all pretty much amazing. There's someone else asking a question. Damien asking if I watched snooker. I watched about, 4 minutes of the match this afternoon. Mark Williams was doing very well, but getting pushed hard by Judd Trump. I don't know how that match is going now, because we're doing this instead.
John Humphreys, anything for any motorcycles for the fleet?
Probably not. I haven't got a motorcycle license.
No.
But we have someone near us who's got monkey bikes, and it might be fun to do some filming with those.
Is that a subtle hint? Because they're in the chat.
But I think
Wink.
Lewis has surely got that cornered already. He's been painting some monkey bikes recently at Whiteland Restorations.
Oh, doing a beautiful job. I've seen them on their social
very
media.
Nice.
Yep. Out of all the cars you've owned, which car have you owned the longest and why?
Ellie the 2CV, and I can't tell you really. At the time I bought Ellie, I was owning cars for like a maximum of 6 months. But somehow that one won me over, and I restored her. Well, I've restored her several times.
Well, you had Myrtle around that
process.
time as well, and then you sold Myrtle, and now she's back again.
Yeah, that kind of proves the point. Myrtle was unusual. She lasted 18 months first time round, but then inevitably I got bored, replaced her with a Subaru Impreza, which I then crashed, and yeah, bad times. I'm better now. Which American car YouTubers do you watch? Vice Grip Garage, Cletus McFarland, and the main two. Aging Wheels. Good friends with Robert of Aging Wheels. We've got a bit of his bus right behind us here.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
Who else do we watch over there? YouTube-wise.
You watched it every day, or you did?
Dirt Every Day's dead.
Yeah.
Motor Trend have killed that off. I'm most upset. Thank you, Mark Fontaine. Get a Skoda Estelle rear engine. Wouldn't rule it out. I really do like them.
You watch a lot of Cletus.
Cletus is the main one, yeah. When it comes to car YouTube. But yeah, we watch the plane stuff. Listen to music on YouTube. I spend most of my life watching YouTube.
Peter Van Heck, how would you feel, Ian, if somebody were to start a windscreen wiper museum?
Oh, it needs to happen. Maybe I should start it myself.
Yeah, yeah.
Very pleased to find some wiper blades on display at the National Motor Museum down in Bewley.
Have like a big installation piece of windscreen wipers. Maybe some in action as well. That'd
Yeah,
be cool.
Junkyard Digs, not Jigs, is one I should probably check out. I don't think I have yet.
No, I
But
don't think
it's
we have.
weird sometimes what catches your interest and what doesn't. I remember watching Vice Grip Garage probably a couple of years ago and really not getting it quite. And now I do. Sarah Untuned is another one.
Oh,
When
Sarah
I
Untuned,
first watched her videos, like, I'm not sure about this, but now
I
I've tuned
really
into
like
her
Sarah Untuned.
very silly sense of humour.
Yeah, but also she's so particular about
Yeah,
everything. I
yeah.
just love it. I just love it. Let me see. Are you still thinking about selling the GSA? Currently, no.
No. we were actually in discussions with someone. It got that far.
Yeah. Somebody was coming to see her.
But they started getting cold feet about a GSA, and I got very cold feet about the idea of selling it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Man's got his T4 working. Excellent. Now got a TDI engine, which is good because I think the TD engine in those T4s is really low on brake horsepower. It's like 70 odd brake horse, which is nothing at all.
Do you know, I'm concerned about Indecisive. I think he might have a thing for wipers.
Goes on about him a lot, doesn't he?
He says, when are you going to get something on the fleet with headlight wipers?
Does need to happen. I have actually made serious attempts to try and find some Scandinavian headlamp wipers for a Citroen GSA. Tragic.
Ever had an interest in the Polo Harlequin? I think they're really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Very smart. Brian Rutter, do you plan to replace the switch in Myrtle that has been replaced by banana stickers? That's the headlamp adjustment, and probably not, to be fair. That switch has been taken out for good reason. I haven't done that. Previous owner did it.
Oh, okay. It wasn't you. Okay.
It was still a switch when I sold that car. JR, any plans to upgrade your unit or even move to a bigger one?
No.
I don't think bigger is very sensible at all. But it's so difficult to find suitable units around it. I could do with somewhere that maybe has a little less water going through it at times.
Yeah, as we've mentioned before,
Hello, Shane.
If we were to change the unit, we'd have to change the business a lot because it needs to be more financially
for what we pay. Our unit is absolutely spot on. We do not pay an awful lot for it.
It's where it is local to us. It's perfect for us at the moment, and it's the right size because if the fleet gets any bigger,
if
it
it's
gets
bigger,
a bit unmanageable.
there will be more cars.
Hi, Shane. By the way.
Yeah, if we upgraded, it would have to be to a proper industrial unit. It would be much further from home, and expenses would be through the roof. So we probably aren't going to go there.
We're kind of happy with where we are at the moment, just tootling along.
Cold War Motors mentioned.
Oh, there's a dog.
That's a good channel, but I haven't watched for ages. Hello, Diego. Hi. You're on the internet.
Oh.
Just edges backwards. Oh, no.
Robert Brink asks, is Miss Daisy a keeper?
Hello. She seems to be.
Yeah.
And we've got further improvement works on board. And I think the really key thing is that I've forgotten entirely what I was going to say.
That's really strange because I just looked at your screen and there's a dog. Yeah, there's no dog.
And the dog's there. Yes,
there's no dog. Dermot.
What was I saying?
I can't remember.
Talking about Miss Daisy.
Miss Daisy being permanent.
Yeah. I just have no desire to sell that car, but she is kind of the default daily at the moment.
He has a bit of an unhealthy relationship with that car. You know how he gets these unhealthy relationships with the car.
She wasn't meant to be the default daily, but we had her waxed by Tim up at Cambria, and I thought, well, might as well put that to the test.
Dermot Lucy, how corporate will Hubnut become? We won't become corporate.
Yeah,
it's not
never.
Elliot, bad news. So, Hybeth, have you got any info on the Not Your Sierras
They're gone.
Unit next door? Do they ever move?
Oh,
they're gone.
Alan Newton, thank you, just joined on Patreon.
They're gone, but the gentleman does have a big collection of Fords and he does use them. So hopefully, though I'm not quite sure, I don't know if he's into rallying or what, but he has a big Ford.
I'm seeing a few comments talking about rainproofing the unit, but it's not really rain coming through the slats. I don't mind that so much. We got a bit of an issue where damp, I don't know if it's condensation, it probably is condensation to a certain extent, but I think we also get water entering up through the rear wall. So there's some quite severe work needed to try and make it actually dry.
Hello, Diego. How do you feel about cats? Thoughts on cats? He's actually frightened of cats because
he's terrified of them.
Not much bigger than a cat.
Yeah.
So he's quite scared of them. When you were little, what were your favourite cars? That's from Julian B.
Well, one of mine was the Citroen 2CV, funnily enough.
Yeah, you saw one, didn't you?
Yeah, in a book. And I got one book where one's been, I think it was actually a Diane was being half
Oh
driven.
yes, yeah, your
I was just like,
Fulian picture.
oh yes.
I need that.
And then there was another one where it was a yellow and black Charleston. And I just thought, these cars look so much fun. And everyone was going, oh, it's not a proper car, it's a joke. But yeah, I'm glad I ignored everyone because 2CVs are amazing.
So Peter Van Heck, Miss Hubnut, does your family get your car and tinkering interest, or do they merely put up with Ian? They love Ian. They love Ian, and they not just because
Hello,
he's a
not on the
lovely
laptop.
person, but because he loves me. But my dad
Hold on,
actually
dog issues.
watches a lot of our content,
Oh,
so
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna put
There
the
you go.
dog down. My dad watches a lot of our content. He won't be at the moment because he's currently sunning himself in Spain.
Oh, thank you, Edward Newton.
But yes, so yeah, my family, they watch. My brother supports. I think
This
my brother
doesn't look
might
suspicious.
be a channel
What
member.
is going on here?
Yeah, that's the dog going under the blanket and nothing dodgy at all.
Yeah, I've been attacked by a dog now.
So yeah, my family love him just the same as I do.
Blondeman69, you need to do a Renault 16 video. I do not disagree, and I think that's one of the cars I really need to try hard to hit this year. Definitely need to do a 16. Damien Cook, any closer to a decision on a replacement engine for Ellie? No, I'm kind of just enjoying the engine she's got, but that has got to go back to Pete at some point.
Would you consider getting a puppy? No, I would. I feel I would want one, but it wouldn't be Titch. And also, Ian and I have these nomad plans, and we're going to be taking Diego along with us. So probably Diego's going to be our last dog until we're old.
Ooh, Jimmer 76 309 GTI. Yes, with all the spotlights in the bumper. Yeah, would love to do a 309 GTI. Haven't driven one for years, and when I did, it was an automatic. So yeah, drop me an email, ian@hubnut.org, and I'll let you know when I'm down in Sussex. Not Sussex, Dorset. Get a county right.
If you had to swap all your cars for just one, what would it be?
No.
Oh, okay, no.
No, that is not happening. Variety is the spice of life.
You
know, ultimately, Ellie must be my favourite car. She's the one I've had longest. But how can you compare a car like Ellie with Betty? They're worlds apart.
Would you consider getting a kitten?
Oh, Reliant kitten? Yeah.
No, I think they mean one with 4 legs that purrs.
Oh.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind one.
Okay, apparently everyone wants cats.
Mend it, man. Ian, apart from us, your fans, and Miss Hubnut and the children, do you have any other real life people that show interest in your car stuff? I have no one apart from my YouTube followers. Oh, mend it, man. That's really sad.
It's a difficult one, isn't it?
You have loads because your friends come from the car circles, don't they?
Yeah.
So your friends are from your 2CV world, aren't they?
Yeah, but do other people? I mean, my parents show an interest in what I do, I think. I don't know if they're watching now. Hello, if you are.
Yeah, in car stuff specifically.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, car stuff is a strange one because I've got lots of friends who've known me since way before any of this. So I quite like going to 2CV meets because I'm just Ian who likes 2CVs. I'm the same person there. So I do like going to those meets.
Chill with lots of numbers. Thank you for the donation. Living in Wales, will we see a 4x4 Hubnut car?
You see, I've had 4x4s before. 4x4s before. That's really difficult to say. And really, they are a bit pointless. You're better off with just a normal car with winter tyres. That'll kind of do pretty much everything you need in Wales. And now we're quite near the coast. I don't even bother with the winter tyres. That might yet bite me on the bottom. It came a bit close when we had the last cold spell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we weren't quite ready,
Bella
were
up
we?
an icy road. And
yeah.
Wrong tyres, but she got there. She did it.
It was the Fiat that let us down, really, wasn't it? In the cold weather. Not let us down, but had the most issue.
The Fiat.
The electric one.
Oh, the electric Fiat, yeah. Brand new car and the handbrake froze up after no time at all. Yes. 3 days out of action, then they're going to get the handbrake off.
Mend it, man. Are you on Weird Car Twitter? Because that's a nice place to be for meeting people with the same interests.
Yeah, really good.
If you're not, I would definitely get on Weird Car Twitter. Has the fuel filter housing for Bella arrived? Yes, that has. Did you fit that?
No, not yet. I think we'll do MOT first because it's not reliant past the MOT, the emissions side of things, so it's fine.
That's it.
And then we'll worry about trying to get it to run properly. So one thing at a time.
I remember now. Mark Fontaine, thank you very much. Have I driven Ellie? No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
we need to make that
But I
happen this
will
year.
do. I will
Yeah,
do.
need to find a suitable spot for
Yes,
that.
definitely. Definitely. Any plans on reviewing an FSO Polonaise?
Always. I've always wanted to put one on the channel, and I never have. Weirdly, I've only driven one FSO Polonaise, and it's the same one that Jeremy Clarkson has driven in one of his spin-off videos. So, yeah, that's the only one I've ever driven, left-hand drive.
The only 4x4 worth considering is a Mahari.
Ooh, that would require a certain level of bravery.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I know you do love them though.
Yeah. Roughly how many miles do you drive on average per year, says Chris Robinson. I've never totaled it up across the fleet. But in Betty's first year in the UK, she did 14,000 miles. So slightly more than that. Because obviously there are other cars also doing mileage in that time. But you'll probably get on for about 20,000 miles a year.
Damien, what will be your wedding car? We don't know.
We don't know.
It could be cars, plural, many. Vid Fletch, thank you for being a Hubnutter. Very much
32
appreciated.
months. Isn't it amazing how the time flies?
Hmm.
Oh yeah, Haynes Museum breakfast meets. I do need to get down to one of those. I noticed Petrol Blog, who isn't as active as he used to be, does go along to those. So, yeah, that'd be good to do.
Ian, would you help out Clarkson if he was stuck on the side of a road in Wales?
Oh, it depends what he's in. I'd care more about the car than Clarkson, I'm afraid.
Oh, but he's a human, so you would pick him up.
I don't know. He said some pretty spiteful things about cars and people.
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, he did recently, didn't
Mm.
he? Yeah, that was really nasty.
Which is a shame because I admire Clarkson's writing so much. He's a brilliant writer.
Hmm.
I still love him describing a car that had no boot space as having no room for a mouse's pants.
Fair enough.
Perfect. That is beautiful wordsmithery.
James Byford, fair play to you. I'm 20 with the Land Rover Bug. Got a 101 ambulance, a 130 TD5, and 3 Range Rover Classics, and doing a Cummins conversion. Fair play.
Your petrol station must love you. Crikey.
Rub their hands together.
Yeah.
But James, at 20, that's amazing.
Do you want a fun fact about the forward control Land Rover I drove? It was the car I drove for my 50,000 subs, I think. Filmed it before I went to New Zealand and released it while I was over there. And on the way back from doing that test drive with my good friend Neil, the master cylinder failed. And we had to limp it back with brakes which were, they required a pump several times every time. But we thankfully did make it back to base. And Neil now works for the Jaguar Daimler Heritage Trust, Gaydon. So do go along, British Motor Museum. You also get access to the Jaguar Daimler Heritage Trust, and you can go and see the cars Neil looks after now.
Thank you so much, Vid Fletch.
That's very kind.
I'm glad that
Thank
we
you
brightened
very
up your
much.
week, and this brightens up our week. It's been lovely having this chat this evening.
Daihatsu 4-track should be a fleet member. Well, it is kind of the logical progression. There are some around here. There are 2 in Tanagros. Car dismantlers, sadly end of life.
We have mentioned before, it seems we have quite the deposit of 4-tracks down this way. The farmers love them around here. They tend to be, what's the licensing they have so that they don't have to MOT it?
Agricultural use.
Yeah, agricultural use. They love them. I'm going through a middle-age crisis and looking at a sporty 2-seater cheap. Any ideas?
Are you reading this out, or is this you? Oh, I'm in so much trouble tonight.
I love he's doing this on the screen. Wait till he gets off.
Yeah, I'm in so much trouble. MGF is always going to be in there. I really like the MGF. Mazda MX-5s, but obviously you've got to watch for
Daihatsu
the
Copen.
rot. Yeah, Copens, cappuccinos.
Cappuccinos. Yeah, we did see one, didn't we?
Bayek today, Rusto.
No, it was a Copen I saw today, wasn't it? Oh my goodness, there's a Copen. I think I saw it on Marketplace. It's black and it's got a red leather interior. Oh, it's cool as, but obviously we can't have it right now. That would probably be my midlife crisis.
What was that? Sid says the ex-Top Gear team were pretty damaging to the old weird car enthusiasm. Yeah, that was the start of the rot for me when they just started bashing British Leyland stuff, especially Morris Marinas, and started buying Marinas just to smash up, just to annoy Morris Marina owners. I'm just like, well, this is just childish bullying. This isn't how it should be. We're meant to be celebrating cars, not picking on people and bullying. So, yeah, didn't like that.
LPG for Betty. Now, if our local petrol station did it, maybe,
where
but
do we put the
no.
tank? It always boils
Well,
down to that. The
yeah,
amount of
yeah.
times being out in Betty as a family, we've had the boot of that car absolutely rammed. So there's nowhere to put a tank.
Who are your favourite print writers in current magazines?
Oh gosh, I don't read magazines so much anymore.
I've got lots of writing friends though.
I have, yeah. Scott Barrett's always doing really interesting stuff for the automobile. So that's a good one to check out. Classic Retro Modern magazine, all the team involved in that, which includes Gavin, Petrol Blog, and yeah, a few others. That's a
James
good one.
Walsh?
No, I ain't his stuff. He keeps telling everyone to buy
By
Belingos.
Belingos.
He's obviously mad.
Actually, Practical Classics, it's monthly, isn't it? Practical Classics.
Yeah.
The lovely Wrenching Wench, Katie, is featured. She's like the shining star of the month. And so, yeah, I would get that and have a read. But also, James Walsh is brilliant.
Yeah.
All
Practical
his writing
Classics
is
a great
brilliant.
magazine.
He does shorts. He does the TikToks for Practical Classics. His content is great. Not just because it's based around Belingos quite a lot.
Me and him do share an absolute love of Citroens.
Yeah.
Dexter's Folly, did you see the Car Wow freewheeler race? Yes, unfortunately. Oh dear, going on about a Reliant Robin Delboy van. Oh dear. Delboy never drove a Reliant Robin.
Oh, he gets so irate.
Yes. Yeah, Peter Van Hecker, that is quite morose. If disease prevented you from ever driving a car again, how would you feel? Mightily depressed. Anything that stops me. I think there's one reason I don't drink is because drinking stops you driving. So I'd rather I'll drive instead.
Do you like Ford Capris or Cortinas?
I'm not a massive fan. Actually, I quite like a Capri. Cortinas, I'm a bit ambivalent about. They're all right. They were very, very popular in their day. And there's photos of me sitting in a Cortina when I was very, very young somewhere, I think. But yeah, Capris I like, V6s, nice. Why are you getting?
Well, somebody's just asking, have you been into video games all throughout your lives?
Some people,
which I'm thinking is because you might have clocked the Game Boy. I'm a big Nintendo fan. I always have been since the NES. You're not so much, are you?
No, never really got into gaming all that much.
No. What have we got?
CE was laughing at me panicking in the Austin 7. That was absolutely terrifying. And I've driven early 7s before, so I knew it was going to be terrifying.
So, James...
It's so difficult to try and capture the mood and the moment when you've got so few places to mount a camera and you're trying not to die.
Yeah. James Byford says,
video.
If I get it, Hubnut, I'm looking at a Chieftain main battle tank project that runs and drives. Would you do a review on it?
Yes.
Of course he would.
Yeah. What have I driven? I've driven an Abbott self-propelled gun. So, I have some experience. Daimler Ferret I've driven as well. Sadly, many, many years ago.
What happens if a person fails to mention the Princess Royal when discussing the mighty scimitar?
Yeah, that's always
I think
a problem
somewhere
with
a fairy
scimitars.
dies or something. I don't know.
Oh, Fergus is in the chat. Hello, Fergus. Are you heading to Japan Classic Sunday? Maybe not, because as I mentioned a bit earlier, there's another event, which is a broader church than just Japanese in the Netherlands that I want to go to, but I cannot remember the name of, and I feel really bad about forgetting.
Have you ever driven a Moscovich?
Nope. No, that's on the list of would like to drive. Oh, thank you, Robert. That's very kind. Oh, yes, you, Les. Ugh.
So, thank you very much, Robert, for the donation. You have to sell your Vito camper, so you're going to have a micro camper.
What I always say, especially with you, Les, in mind, go petrol. 1.6 petrol Berlingo will not be too bad on fuel, and then you get half the trouble I've had with poor Bella lately.
And there's lots of different configurations you can do for a Berlingo camper, and you can get a double bed in there quite comfortably. So yeah, I think you got the opposite problem to me. Did you say you're 6'4"?
Yeah.
I'm 4'8", so it's hard for me to get the concept of not fitting somewhere. But yeah, I think you'd be fine in a Berlingo. We've got lots of people who have got Berlingo campers and are taller, significantly taller than me.
A funny one just come in. Mark Fontaine, have you ever swore or kicked one of your motors? I don't think I've kicked any of the current fleet.
You don't?
No, I haven't kicked any of them. I swear, like a trooper. There's a reason we don't video all that's going on the cars, because it would just be bleep, bleep, bleep. It would sound like hip hop.
No.
I know
See,
one car I kicked was a Ford Maverick of the
See.
Nissan Terrano shape, and the brakes were just, I was having an absolute mare. I think it was rear brakes, brake springs falling off all over the place.
What
I
you
did actually kick it, but
what
it already had
you
dents, so it was fine.
missed when you mentioned about kicking or swearing is that his preferred modus operandi is to throw things.
I've lost a number of grease guns.
And this is why
Grease guns are the
that's
worst
why
thing in the
Giselle
world.
got scratched, wasn't it? Was that you throwing something?
No,
at
that was
Giselle?
Myrtle.
Oh, that was Myrtle. Sorry, I do apologise.
Yeah, something bounced and hit Myrtle.
Bounce.
So I need
Why
to stop
did it
doing
bounce?
that. I don't know. It hit the ground in a funny way.
Oh, I see. But why was it flying?
Because something had gone wrong. I can't remember what that was, because Myrtle was at the front for that one. That was a while ago. I do get angry.
Yes.
I mean, don't we all? Don't we all get angry working on cars?
Yeah, we do sometimes.
Who swears the most when driving?
Probably me.
Yes. You're going to have to sort that out before you
So
take your test.
obviously, when it comes to getting back into the driving, we'll do a video of some description. Daniel Achterhoest has just passed his driving test. Fantastic lad. And he's done some videos on passing his test. I will do some. However, they'll be highly edited.
Yes.
How do I persuade my wife that a fleet of cars is a good idea?
Yeah, that's a challenge. Yeah, that's a hard sell, I would say. Shane Marsh wants us to test an imp. That'd be a good one to do this year. I've got a friend nearby who's got a Husky, which is the sort of estate car version. It kind of got blacked out rear window, so it looks like a Comacob van, but it's an absolute beauty. And but it's off the road, and I think it has been off the road over a year now. But hopefully, at some point, an imp will happen.
East Coast Steam asks, guys, this is to you. Anyone been to Auto World in Brussels? Now, we have got some Belgian folks in this evening. Heading there soon, wondering if it's a good museum.
I have a feeling I've been told that's a good museum. I can't remember why. Lightbulb Fun says, do a test on a Bond 875. I'm not sure I'm brave enough. That was a terrible car, the Bond 875. Just like, let's just take a fiberglass car and we'll shove a Hillman imp engine in the back of it and see what happens. Lunacy is what happens pretty much. Even though they detune the engine, they were flying machines. We've seen photos in Practical Classics magazine some years ago of Sam Glover driving his on two wheels, but he's a maniac. A very nice maniac, but a maniac nonetheless.
Inari the German Shepherd says, I'm happy I and my dad got our TVR S3 running today. Well done. Very well done.
Triangle of Doom.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's the one that Kitch was winding me up about Halloween.
Oh,
the
yes.
Nightmare Triangle of Doom video. That was the TVR
That's
S
hilarious.
Series.
People are asking about Kitch's imp as a possibility. Up and down vids imp.
Well, yeah, if he stops breaking it.
Oh.
But I don't know what he's doing with that, because he's got the Saxo engine in it, but it blew the gearbox to bits.
He did say he did a video on what he was going to do post Goodwood. I'm sure he did. Bye, Diego.
Yeah, bye.
When are we getting more Miss Hubnut YouTube? Soon, I hope.
Yeah, I hope soon.
It's just, like I say, I've just had absolutely the proverbial kicked out of me with. I know she was a dog and not a person, but it really has absolutely knocked the wind out of my sails. So hopefully soon. I'm feeling a lot better now.
Yeah, I mean, one issue this time of year is the short days don't help with filming.
No,
the weather.
no.
What was that?
Oh my god! I just passed wind on the.
Someone just remembered we're live streaming. Deary me, it's got a bit pink.
Oh, lovely. So, our Greek friend has said, "Oh my, not able to watch a lot of the live, but I got an email that someone gifted me a month of membership.
Oh, wow.
How does that work? Thanks anyway, random stranger."
Yeah, that happened a little bit earlier.
Yes.
Was that Daniel? Who was it? It was
Thomas.
Oh no,
crikey.
we're terrible. I can't remember names. But yeah, someone did do that. Gifted memberships are a thing. You can buy memberships for other people.
Matthew. Was it Devin? Matthew. Yeah, you can buy other people memberships, which is lovely. Yeah. So we need to make some more effort with the membership
we'll try and
stuff.
find out how that works. Yeah. We need to do more Q&As, although this kind of is a Q&A.
Yeah.
Obviously, when we do a normal Q&A, we have a bit more thinking time with the questions because we can plan how to answer some of them a bit more. The Triangle of Doom is actually a cartoon from the US Sinbad the Sailor series. I did not know that.
Oh, no, look at the one above. History needs you. I followed your wonderful example and got engaged too.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Comes recommended.
What's going to be your wedding car?
Mike Alligators, I know you've driven a Leyland at National, but would you drive a Leyland Atlantean? I have. Many, many years ago. Also driven a Leyland National 2. This is way before there was any inkling of doing a video channel. And Daimler Fleetline, that belonged to Nick Larkin. Some of you may know. So yeah, definitely up for more buses. Hopefully more bus content coming soon.
Would you consider canal testing a narrowboat?
Yeah,
Oh
4 mile
my
an hour
God,
maximum.
you'd crush it.
Jog. Yeah, I quite like them actually.
That would be lovely,
Yeah,
I think.
not enough wipers on a narrowboat.
How do your children find it now people notice them from YouTube? Do people notice you from YouTube?
Well, I mean, there is one guy in my school that knew Ian anyway.
Oh.
And he talks to me a lot, and I like talking to him about cars. Didn't realise that I was in the whole videos and stuff, and he's been speaking to everyone in my year that oh my gosh, it's Hubnut.
Yeah, weirdly your school has other YouTubers going to it.
It does.
Laura from Whiteland Restorations.
Yeah,
so it's strange how these things happen. The same school.
I'm 37, so a lot of the cars you look at are the ones from my childhood and now sadly gone. Yeah, very true.
That's rather the point of it.
Yeah,
it's all about nostalgia from my childhood, which tend to be the same sort of era.
Even though we're a smidgen bit older than you. You're getting married on a beach in Scotland. That's beautiful.
That would be nice. There are some very, very pleasant beaches in Scotland. Wouldn't necessarily want to go for a paddle, but they're very, very beautiful, especially across the north coast and down the west.
People are suggesting drifting the canal boat, and that crashes take ages.
Well, yeah, they do. And you can see the crash coming and go, oh no.
And you can't do anything.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Which car do the Hubnuts miss the most?
Multiple. Cecily.
Oh, Cecily.
Cecily.
Cecily lives on.
Vauxhall.
The Vauxhall Vectra.
Yeah.
The first car you drove.
Now Cecily lives on, but Cecily doesn't live on as we had her. She has leather seats.
Yeah.
The air conditioning
Working
is
aircon.
fixed.
Yeah.
The back hatch is fixed, which the Hubnuts didn't. We were behind a C5 the other day, C5 Estate.
Yeah.
And the lady opened, because the window glass opens independently of the back door, and the Hubnuts didn't know that was a thing because it didn't work on.
It was always broken when we had it. Yeah.
They're like, what?
Yeah. But didn't Cecily blow a head gasket? Yes.
That's done.
So,
everything you could imagine.
Kitch did a load of work, so you can go on Kitch's up and down channel and see quite a lot of work on Cecily. He did the clutch and ball joints and brakes and things like that. And then another YouTuber, I've forgotten Hannah's channel name, she did some work replacing the head gasket.
Please, I could actually know, folks. Stipulite is asking, would it be a good idea to have Carly learn to drive off-road the fleet just in case? Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, we'll get you driving everything, yeah.
Absolutely, I'll be driving, oh my goodness, my nose is itching like
Will
crazy.
Ellie have a part in the wedding? Well, hopefully. We hope all the cars will be involved somehow. Martin Pearson would like to see a European trip. You're not alone. I would love to.
Yeah, we would like to get there. I plan to take my old Mark IV Transit camper to Scotland this year and possibly Wales. That's cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Recommended.
Oh, there's a Rover 75 alternator range.
Oh, yeah. I did actually throw the entire alternator. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'd forgotten that. That was an ordeal.
The danger of not reading instructions,
so
folks.
Cold.
Yeah.
And it's a transverse engine, isn't it?
Yeah, an engine that wasn't designed to be transverse.
Very strange.
The danger? Oh, I didn't read any instructions. I should have dropped it at the bottom. The instructions would have said to drop it at the bottom, I think. I read the Hens manual said take it at the top.
Said take it.
Moving swiftly on. The C5 nut. There we go. Yeah, that's Hannah's channel. So, she's done a load of work on Cecily. And I think maybe doing a bit more again soon.
Origin story of the Pachu.
No idea, to be honest. I think it was a Rover 600 video back in 2015 where that just happened one day. And I get people complaining about it now, but I get more people complain if I don't do it.
Good.
So I'm kind of stuck with a Pachu.
East Anglia folks asking if we're heading that way?
Oh, I don't know. No firm plans. There's nowhere we don't want to be. Let's put it that way. Just see where we can end up.
Yeah, we do need to be a bit more. We need to plan more.
Yeah, last year was a
feeling breaking out in a
write-off.
cold sweat. But we do need to plan more. Obviously, we'll have the big chunk of the summer holidays. where we'll just take Bob and Diego and off we go. Because the Hubnuts tend to be away in the holidays.
Oh, Matthew Tackle need to stop watching Colin Furze, as I'm going to make a drift bike, no welding.
Oh,
type.
we know somebody else who's doing that.
Yeah.
Who wants to do that.
We actually met Furze
Yeah.
at the Late Break Show 2 years ago now. Gosh, imagine.
I like this tempting us into East Anglia. I have a Daihatsu you could test if you come to East Anglia. Going for the weaknesses.
Yeah.
All things Alex. Hi, Alex.
Hello.
I've decided to put my trusty 106 diesel up for grabs. I've finished work on the Allegro.
Ooh.
Could the Hubnuts be after another daily? 50 miles per gallon, non-turbo, all slightly tired and very Hubnut.
One problem with the 106, and it's the same problem as the Saxo and AX, is that I don't really fit behind the wheel.
Ooh.
My legs are just the wrong shape, so I find them cripplingly uncomfortable to drive. Once got given the 106 as a courtesy car, and did not very much enjoy the experience. And since driven Saxos and AXs and had very much the same problem. In fact, there's a muscle in my leg which is twitching at the mere thought of it.
Oh,
so
dear.
Thank you, Alex. Very kind of you to consider us.
All things Alex, he has a 106 coming up for sale.
Well worth grabbing, I'd say.
Yes.
Any 106.
Yeah,
Festival Edition, exceptional, ideal.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Would you stay in Bob during winter? Yeah, we would.
I did in November.
You did, and you were all right, weren't you?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Once Shemi's MOT'd, how about a road trip video to celebrate? The first place we want to take her is to the Daihatsu sign, isn't it?
Yeah, Exchange Garage in Capel Bangor.
Yes. Will you drive abroad as a family with Bob, and would Diego be able to go? We've got to get Diego his passport, so we'll probably need vaccinations and whatnot.
But yeah, we do want Diego to go continental.
Yeah, continental Diego and Bob. I don't know. Well, they're obviously on the continent.
Frederick Larson asking how much there is to do on Shemi. In theory, nothing. But we haven't actually put her in for an MOT yet.
So what happened, guys? So just after Christmas, we lost Hitch, and we went to work on Shemi. And there was a day when we worked on Shemi, but we just couldn't bring ourselves to video it.
Yeah, we were absolutely.
We could not bring ourselves to video it. So she is.
So we got her finished up.
She's MOT ready. Obviously, we need to check her through. We'll do a video doing a checklist to make sure that we are MOT ready. But yeah, she is there. Her bonnet's back on.
Oi.
She's running right now. She's not.
What are you barking at?
She's not lifting on the revs. She's sitting quite happily on idle. So she's ready to go. And I'm really, really sorry that you missed that. But it was just.
There's questions pinging in all over the place. Did the fuel filter housing arrive? Yes. We just haven't had time to fit it and won't do before the MOT. Steve's met Colin Furze as well. He's a top chap. Really is. Not the screaming madman you see on his channel. He's a really top bloke.
Phil, you don't need to sell Daniel to us. So Daniel is the Daniel I was talking about, just passed his driving test. He's known as Daniel Drives on YouTube. Such a clever lad.
Yeah.
So
and
definitely
has just passed his driving test.
And he has a 100 brake horsepower Panda as his first car.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good going as a first car. What do you think of Furious Driving's Mini?
See, I have a bit of a problem with the modern Minis.
It's not a modern.
Oh, sorry. He has got a Y-Reg, I think, or an early Mini.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's got the 1969 Mark II, I think. But he's very, very rusty. I wish him lots of luck. I suspect he will need it.
He's actually had a magnet made up of rusty Mini and then proposed completed Mini, which I think is hilarious.
Sorry, I got my Minis muddled.
Yeah, no, he's definitely got an older one.
Yeah, the modern Minis were kind of sport for me. I had to drive an R56 diesel quite a lot when I worked for a certain publisher, and I grew to massively dislike that car.
A scooter Muppet. Any recommendations for a starter classic Hubnut car, £1,500 budget? Wow, it's more difficult now.
Yeah, it is getting more difficult.
More difficult. Yes, there is a Diego again.
Early 30 Yaris. I'm going to lob in as a suggestion, just off the top of my head. Don't know why. Andrew Hill, what happened to the lovely caravan you collected with DXM? That got bought by some people in a caravan club, retro caravan club, and they restored it. Because I haven't seen them since I went to the Manchester Classic Car Show, and they haven't even held one of those for years. So I'm way out of touch, but it went to the right home.
As he tells me, and I'm big into caravans, as you all know, had lots of period features and everything.
Oh, it's lovely. Yeah.
And he sold it for no money.
Yeah. Oh,
You've cut me off
Diego's
the
just
chat.
cut the
Diego's
chat
cut
off.
off the chat. Excuse me. Right, I'm just going to casually get myself back on
Yeah,
the chat.
F55 Mini, never driven one, would like to, JR. So we've got that and his Mark IV Mondeo. And did you say you're near Telford? Yeah, we'll try and make that happen. But problem, Telford tends to be somewhere we're passing through at high speed to get to somewhere else. We just need to go to Telford.
Oh, Evan the Autistic Way went to school with Colin Furs.
Oh.
That's a cool claim to fame.
Yeah.
How about testing a smart roadster?
Yeah, would like to.
Yeah.
Our friend James Walsh
I
does
was
own
going
one
to
of
say,
those.
he has one.
Yeah.
That's his pride and joy, that one, isn't it? Opinions of Austin Maestro Montego, please. I'd love to find one in my budget.
Oh, Sid330's got a tricky one here. I've been listening after an MG ZS for years. My parents keep telling me they're unreliable British rubbish that blow head gaskets. How do I change their minds? That's tricky because
Is that what they do?
they do blow head gaskets. Don't get one with a K-series engine, or get the KV6, which will blow 2 head gaskets.
Oh,
But actually,
superb,
no,
lovely.
those V6s are pretty robust engines. Or go for the diesel, the old L-series diesel. Very good engine.
So, Maestro Montego?
Yeah, I like them.
You like them?
But they've become a bit collectible and aren't cheap anymore. Should have bought one while they were while they were cheap. I don't know what
You
that
okay
was.
there?
Yeah, Dinner just said hello.
So, as there's an engagement, any news on the big day? No, we haven't had a moment to think about the wedding yet.
I haven't planned anything. Oh, Mark again, thank you very much. Did you ever read Car Mechanics magazine? I used to contribute to Car Mechanics. I'm very fortunate to have known Peter Simpson and Martin Knowles for many years. We all used to work together at Kelsey Media. And and I believe Car Mechanics has just gone back to Kelsey after a few years at Bauer Media. So, great magazine. And I was working at Kelsey when they were celebrating 50 years of the title, way back in 2008. So, yeah, great magazine. Is the diesel as nippy as the V6? I think the diesels can be. Rover Ron is someone who always used to get mentioned relating to those engines, did a tuning box for them. So those L series could get a shift on and be far, far better on fuel.
East Coast Steam says, think you'll ever return to print media?
I don't think so, no.
No?
No, I'm just fully invested in video at the moment. Oh, thank you very much, Paul Watts. Oh yes, he got his second calendar. First one was just the envelope in a plastic bag. Thank you, Royal Mail. We've had a few issues with Royal Mail lately.
No.
But yeah, we resent one, so I'm glad you got that
well,
one.
I'm glad it got there safe.
Yeah.
Is a remap for Bella a good idea?
As I will discuss in a future video, we got to get a running right first of all. There's no point tuning a car that just doesn't run properly.
But that might be our good friend Up and Down Vids that does that. The Auto World Museum is excellent, apparently.
Excellent.
Also go to the Military Museum just across the square.
Right, I need to go back to Brussels. I haven't been to Brussels for far too long. I've never been to either museum.
Thank you very much, Carlo.
Very kind. Thank you very much.
Very kind donation. Whenever you go to Continental, I discovered a very Hubnut car museum in Reims, France.
Rance. That's how you say that, Rance.
All ordinary gems from yesteryear. A bodiless 2CV, many unexceptional French cars, and some absolutely stunning Lanciers.
Oh, well, there you go. I'm gutted not to have been there. Rance is where I think if I've got the right city, it's where you've got the old racetrack with the old race buildings. And I'm pretty sure on the pronunciation, because I went into the tourist information and said, I'm very, very sorry. How do you pronounce this place? And Rance is not what you expect.
No.
But, it's beautiful, beautiful cathedral.
Beautiful town. It is beautiful. Yeah, it is beautiful. Yeah. I was not too far from there, but I've not actually been there.
Alpha 156 man, important business, everyone. We've all got to kick him up the backside and get him to get his four-wheel steering Prelude back on the road. Have a virtual kick from us. Yeah, that would be lovely to see, and I would definitely like to drive it if you do get it back on the road.
Review of a Mazda Bongo.
Yeah, never driven one. Would like to see how it compares with the SMX. The Schlumpf Museum. Yes, I've got to go there at some point.
What a wonderful name.
Yeah, it was a Bugatti museum, but it has built up. Oh, Diego being very friendly towards a boy eating chicken.
There's a Hubnut just eating chicken, and Diego is transfixed. There's some discussions as to how tall or how short will fit in a 106. Somebody said they're 5'11" and fit quite comfortably.
It depends on your legs. It's all down to legs. My legs just don't fit. I think I must have longer legs for my body height or something. Have you ever driven a hybrid? Asks Joe Soap. Yes, I've driven a Lexus CT200H, which was absolutely appalling. I didn't do a video on it. I was just to get to the NEC one year for the publisher I was working for, and it was terrible. And I've driven a Honda Insight, which is kind of the other way, a much more interesting car, albeit one with no suspension at all.
There's one of those floating around Aber, isn't there? Yeah.
Thoughts on a Stanley Argson, asks Lightbulb Fun, which is a much earlier Invalid carriage than took the Invacar, and be quite interesting to drive. I've no idea how they
It'd be
work.
interesting to do a comparative, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. Have you ever driven? You talked about that one. Has Shimmy got a tow bar fitted? No,
No.
she hasn't.
I probably won't ever.
No, I don't think that would be wise.
No.
Have you been tempted to buy any cars this week?
I never
If yes, what was it?
I mean, people have been trying to tempt me with that Daihatsu Domino,
Yeah.
the D-Reg one, which could tempt me, but we haven't even got space for that.
No. There we go. Full well 1. Passed my test in 106 and is 5'11".
Doesn't fit comfortably. Mike Alligators, would you travel up to Newcastle upon Tyne? I've actually got a few people who have offered me cars up in the northeast of England and across the border in Scotland. I would very much like to get up there.
Yes.
So I don't know if it's going to happen this year, but really need to try and get it on the road a bit more.
How tall are you?
5'9",
Matthew Tickell's asking.
I think 5'9". I haven't measured myself for a while.
It's one of those things. He looks considerably taller because I'm 4'8". Oh.
What was that?
Out and about. I have a Berlingo van microcamper named her Sue after my late wife.
Lovely.
Had to have a new DPF last month. Cost me an arm and a leg. Not just DPF.
Yeah,
Honest,
the bills quickly add up.
drives like a new car or van now.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, well, that's lovely.
Oh, Diego's returned. I see.
Diego is back.
Yeah. Waving his bumhole at the internet. Lovely.
Oh, I know it's not the Hubnut way, but if I take all your cars away and tell you can only have one back, which one is it?
We've kind of already had this discussion, haven't we?
It would be Ellie, wouldn't it? Oh, but
Yeah.
Ellie and Betty.
Yeah, they're polar opposites, and I love both of them very much. And I couldn't say no to talk. Yeah, all of them. I want all of them back.
What country and car would you do to do a foreign purchase and drive home?
Ooh. Oh, there are so many. There's a really perverse part of me that wants to go to Poland, buy a Nisa van and drive it home. Were you looking at the next one by any chance? Terrible. I know exactly what question you're looking at. I'm not reading it.
Okay, I'm going to read it. So,
don't read
one says, I was about to suggest... No, well, you need to know why I've had a breakdown. I was about to suggest that Carly should measure you, but knowing you two an innuendo.
Bad idea. Yeah.
Oh,
Scooter Muppet, do the City Bugs qualify as Hubnut?
Yes.
Yes. 107,
Yes.
not 106. Yes.
We would love to have a 107.
Yeah, we should have done. That's what we should have done. We should have scrapped Shemmy.
No.
Said we've had our fun, and we should have bought a City Bug.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, Vivian Hughes has just ordered a Bella hoodie in green.
Thank you very much.
They look so much better than our photos. It's actually a surprisingly close match to the car itself. I must buy one for myself, or maybe you.
No.
Buy one for you? Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Which part of Wales do we live in? We are in West Wales.
Yes.
In Newquay, with the dolphins. Not literally with the dolphins.
No. We don't live that close to them.
No, we do.
Yeah.
Oh, out and about recently purchased a tuk, which are now sold out.
Yeah, we have no more tuks
I have
left.
packed a lot of those little tuks.
So well done on getting one of those. Yeah. There's over 500 tuks. And apparently the model Invacar, they did 2 runs with 2 different number plates, but that was the best-selling model for Oxford Diecast over the past year.
Which is lovely.
If you had to drive one of the fleet overland to Australia, which car would you count on? Well, Betty, obviously. A chance to take her back home would be amazing.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night, weren't we?
Yeah. Just dream scenario of taking her back to Australia, having her completely refurbished by the people who know their way around a Ford. Because the kitsch up and down, he's just a bit too busy, isn't he? I think he'd love to do the job.
He would. He loves that Aussie Ford.
Yeah.
He is the specialist after all.
Yeah, but dream. We can dream.
Mr. Real Video says, surely we need a Dacia in the fleet. New or old?
Oh, yeah. I'm open to either, really.
How's the Delica? We've lost track of the Delica. So who we sold her to sold her on. So we kind of lost track of the Delica.
Don't know where that one's
but
gone
had
now.
lots of work done before it moved on. So probably
Mendit
good
Man
news.
saying he likes our designer. We haven't got one designer.
We have
three
several.
designers.
Mm.
So the Bella one was done by Graham Jones, who did most of the early shirts. He doesn't run a specific business for design. He's just a friend of mine who does design. So the original Mighty Datcher, the Tuck shirts, the Power Less is More, were all his. And Myrtle, I think he did as well. And we got Mr. Jalco did Giselle, because French. Very popular. The hoodies are currently proving very popular for that. And the Shemi design.
The Shemi design, I
Hello
absolutely
Happy.
love the Hello Happy
lovely
design.
bit of design.
That is so cool. And then Russ Wallace did a load
Russ
of
Wallace,
design.
RJW Creative Design. You can find his designs on Redbubble.
The Erect Bob. He did the Erect Bob.
Yeah.
Flaccid Bob.
Yeah. Oh, God. This is getting to the stage we need to wind this up. Thank you very much, Shed TV. A pot of tea there.
But yeah,
Thank
Russ
you.
Wallace again did fantastic designs. He did the ones that we've got on the stickers. Not stickers, the magnets. The magnets, and they are fantastic. They got Bella and Bob, the whole fleet just captured really nicely.
Shane Marsh says we should go to Iran and buy a Paycam. I mean, I'd love to. That's the Hillman Hunter that was made until fairly modern times over in Iran. But what I want even more is the car that came next, which looks like a Peugeot 405, but it still has the old Hunter running gear underneath it. I would love one of those.
Well, hello, Daniel. Were your ears burning?
There was some spin-off of the Renault 5 that they also did in Iran. And they also made Dianes there and called them Giants.
Giant! Okay,
so
cool.
There's a surprising number of Iranian cars I would like to get my hands on.
Yeah, so Daniel, now I have to say, we have been holding off on road testing 100 horsepower Fiat Pandas. There are a couple here, and we have a few people
in this local area.
And we've been like, no, we want to drive that one if we can. So if you drop an email, that would be brilliant. We'll try and make that happen, because you're not all that far away from us.
Would you trade Giselle for a BX and £500? No. But thank you for the offer. I love BXs, but I think I'm done with BXs. I've had many happy experiences in BXs, but it's time to move on.
Edward Newton, thank you very, very much.
Yeah, thank you.
JR, did anyone else watch Brum as a kid? I did. Isn't Brum in a museum in the Cotswolds?
Yeah, it's in Bourton on the Water.
Yeah.
Cotswold Motor Museum?
Something like that. Scooter Muppet, your name is Bob. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Scary
Bob
World.
is our fault. No,
Folding
just
camper.
remember the discussion we just had about,
Shouldn't your Bob be called Robert? This is getting very silly now. All Things Alex, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
And don't forget, All Things Alex has a Peugeot 106 for sale. Yeah, less is more is the Hubnut ethos. What's a good, bad example of more is less? I think most cars I've driven with actual power, where you just run out of any ability to use that power very, very quickly. TVRs are a good example of that. Nissan Skyline. I've driven a Nissan Skyline R34 V-Spec 2. Gosh, it was a flying machine. But I could tell I was driving it too gently when the owner said, "Do you want me to show you what it can do?" And what it can do is 110 miles an hour down a very narrow road.
Eek.
Which I was not prepared to do. And it's just like, well, I don't want to drive that fast. So it isn't the car for me.
Would you consider driving a steam locomotive?
No, I haven't actually filmed driving one. Vale of Rydal used to have one up at the Devil's Bridge end that you could drive on a little section of track. I did drive that many times. I don't think I ever filmed it. I must do that. Steam trains are amazing.
That's an interesting combination. Frederick Larson says, my son's dear mother is slowly planning to change to something new. She's talking about a Dacia Duster, but I know she's secretly dying to have a Porsche Cayenne. How bad is that idea?
That's a worlds apart, isn't it?
Yeah.
Blimey. Let's see, you're trying to sum up whether to get a Dacia Duster or a Porsche Cayenne. There's an awful lot between those. You can't get further apart. Wow.
401 says, how about a test drive of the Pollett's Daimler once it's roadworthy?
Oh, yeah, super V8, isn't it?
We were gutted we missed his Rover, weren't we?
Yeah, very gutted.
It was at the NEC, wasn't it? And then it was gone.
And it was gone. Yeah, sold it very quick.
And he was moving into his lovely new home, which he's very happy in. And
we'd love to catch up with Pollett. Well, we visited Pollett years ago when I had my Skoda. I went to see him.
Yeah, that would be lovely. And you know it's going to be a good car. Dearest, you've got 5% battery on your phone.
Oh, okay. We'd better plug some electricity into that. Talking of electricity. No, we can do this. Sorry, folks. Oh, no. Oh no, the power's too heavy.
Oh, I lived in Birmingham when Brum was in production. I used to trip over Brum on a regular basis.
Sorry, we've gone slightly
Oh,
wonky
no.
there.
The power cable's behind you if you want to put it on charge.
Oh, would that work?
What are we doing?
More power.
More power, more power. Oh, no.
Oh no! Oh, you've got the
It's all
power.
gone pear-shaped. Oh, yeah. I got
Hold
power.
on. Oh, there we go. Right. Are we still
Sorry,
there?
guys.
There we go.
It's all gone Hubnut.
I think we got it back.
It's all gone Hubnut.
Yeah. Oh, look. John O'Holmes is in the chat from Peak 2CV. Hello, Jono.
Hello.
And
Where are
Happy
we?
New Year to you too. And to everyone, really. We should have done a Happy New Year generally.
We
I
should
kind of
have,
forgot.
we should
We're
have.
marched into
And all the best,
halfway
everybody.
through January now.
I like the way it says just got back from the pub and then puts 2024.
Oh, yes. Had a few to drink, have we, Jono? Yeah.
Did anyone adopt the miner from the scrapyard? No. And
No,
it's
it's still
now
there.
in the company of a certain Altsit.
Yeah,
as
the
well.
Altsit is still there and could be
Yes.
bought complete if anyone wants an Altsit.
Yeah. Thank you for your £5 for the Tea Fund, Edward Newton. I feel like the fleet would enjoy something else big and wafty, in keeping with the old days of the Rover 75 820 Lexus LS400. There's something that always appeals to me about a luxury banger.
Yeah. I was kind of saying in the video chat where we talked about why there are no bangers anymore. One of the reasons is that the change of tax rules in 2001 made bangers far less appealing. And a good example, Up and Down Vids. Sorry, I've obviously got a man crush on poor Kitch. Got to keep talking about him. But he's got that Citroen C6 we drove.
Yeah,
the tax bill for that for a year is in the hundreds of pounds. It's over £400 a year, I think, to tax. And this is the problem for those cheap bangers. When you're having to pay that much to tax them a year, not very appealing at all.
Yeah, but you do get to waft, and that is like a spaceship, that thing.
Yeah, but it is one of the problems. I think there are fewer luxury cars like that makes sense. Will you stop rustling?
If you think about it,
Like
if
being
you
at the
bought
cinema.
a new luxury car versus having an old luxury car and just having to pay a few £100 tax, but you've still got all the comfort, you've still got all the gadgets and gizmos for a few £100 of tax.
It is a tricky one.
And you've still got the prestige of floating about in it. So yeah, thank you for ordering a Bella hoodie. Very much appreciated, Chris.
Russell Cooper, what is the difference between a 205 GTI and CTI? The roof. A CTI is a convertible.
And Steve has popped that in there.
I think they only came with a 115 horsepower engine. I don't think you could get a 130 horsepower CTI. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh yeah, there we go. TX2 London taxis can be bought for £500 to £1,000, but the road tax is £600.
East Coast Steam says,
it just doesn't make sense.
Think you'll have another holiday in the sun away from the channel. We are this year, because a certain two people quite miffed about the fact that they were left behind.
Yeah, when
so
we
we
went off
had
to Mallorca.
book another holiday. For this year. I drove the Welsh Highland Railway, Garrett, by accident. How do you do that by accident?
Yeah, intriguing.
I'm intrigued to know. When will you drive a white steam car?
Oh, that'd be lovely to do. Very
Bye,
early.
Luke Circles.
White and Stanley were two major manufacturers of steam cars. Jay Leno has quite a few of each, I think, in his collection, or certainly one. I think it was his steam car that he injured himself. So glad to hear Jay Leno's on the mend. He had a horrible accident with a fuel fire.
He came back very quickly from that. And
yeah.
I don't know if it was too, but that's just me being a concerned person.
Matthew Fletcher, have either of you been to a BTCC race event? No, I've never been to a British touring car race. Only once in my childhood did I ever go to Silverstone, and it was to watch the Rover Tomcat coupes. They had their own race series. Very, very close.
Have you ever, or would you, fully restore a car?
Probably not, no, because Giselle's too nice, and now I'm terrified to drive her anywhere.
But also, that would involve huge amounts of patience.
Where are we?
Daniel's channel's called Daniel Drives, by the way.
Yeah. Renal Failure's back in again. Being an admitted big fan of Vice Grip Garage, have you thought of doing a revival a la Derek?
Yes, he has.
Yeah, and I kind of have. The closest I came is probably the Vauxhall Omega that had been off the road for a year or more. And I went to Gloucestershire, I think, and got it running. Took it for an MOT, which it then failed, and then I had to hastily try and get it an MOT, because this is the big difference. Derek can just get the car running and drive home in it, and it doesn't seem to matter in America. You can drive along with your dodgy old motor. You can't do that here. It's much
No.
more difficult. But
But
I'm
yes, he
working.
has
Yeah,
absolutely
I am
thought of
working
doing
on a
this.
plan for something along those
Yeah,
lines.
he is. He is.
Mm.
Where are we to? Subaru Outback. Are they popular in the UK?
The what? Sorry.
Subaru Outback.
Reasonably. There's quite a few over here, but again, the tax situation hit those big Subarus hard, and the fuel economy just means no one wants to fuel them. So that is a problem. Full Well One's mentioning Jay Leno, watch Kitch up and down his video on fuel pipes. Yeah, very well worth watching. How E10 probably isn't to blame, and there is some very bad rubber out there, which I've found myself, because I think it's a batch of that rubber that went on Ellie last March when I was just about to drive her down to Devon, and I had a look under the bonnet, and it in no time at all it just fallen apart. So be very careful with your rubber fuel lines. Check them regularly, especially in the engine bay.
If you watch Kitch's video, he does give you an insight into which sort of batches and manufacturers and so on are particularly bad. And it's obviously had a big impact on him because he has a garage, and he is having to recall cars. I mean, very conscientious of him to do so.
Yeah.
He's
Calling customers
recalling the
back in
cars back so he can
replace
check
the rubber
and replace the rubber. And fair play to him.
Yeah.
But lots of jokes about him having hose.
Oh, Dave Simpson, watched the channel for a few years now, bought stickers and merch. Well pleased with this year's calendar. Well, thank you very much.
Where are we to?
A reminder that just to annoy Dave, they're now cheaper in the store because we're halfway through January already, and thought probably a good idea to discount them. So £6 and you can have a Hubnut calendar plus postage and packaging.
Beautiful sell there, dear. Well done. Well done. Thank you for the lovely comments, by the way, folks.
Yeah. Some
apparently we are lovely, kind, modest, and witty.
Yeah. I don't like to read out too many comments in case we seem egocentric, but thank you.
Oh my God. There's a...
I'm allowing that.
You're allowing that one. Okay. What? Yeah. V-Twin says, don't use dodgy rubber on an erect bob.
Well, Gaz says he's running his Starlet on E5, and I get that, but I'm still running Ellie on E10 primarily to see what effect, if any, that has on the fuel system. I don't believe her fuel pipe failed because of ethanol. I think it's just crap rubber. It's absolutely terrible stuff, and I think it would have failed whether I was using E10 or not. Don't forget, E10 isn't really E10. E10 is up to 10% ethanol. It's realistically probably more like 6 or 7, perhaps even less. So it's not. I don't think ethanol is entirely the problem with this rubber. I think there's just some terrible rubber pipe out there.
Yeah, it can be, can't it? Rubber in the creation of it can have faults in it that make it weak.
Could you do a video on what to check when buying a car? If I was any better at buying cars, maybe I would. If buying a Toyota Camry that shows signs of this coolant going everywhere, don't buy it. Especially if the person review that says someone wants to punch him. Oh, did we cut out there? It's just said we're live again.
But it's continuous. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I think we may have dropped temporarily. Sorry about that. What did we miss?
You were talking about not buying a Camry.
Yeah.
Particularly when your partner is saying, turn home, please come home. It'll still be a good video if you don't get the car. Please come home. Don't buy the car. Don't buy the car. I've bought the car. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Mendit Man. That's very kind. How are fuel prices looking in Wales? Okay, they've gone up
rising
a little bit.
They?
Our local is £1.39 for unleaded 95 octane, which, judging by some travels we did fairly recently, is very good. Some parts of Wales it is far, far more.
Our one disappointment was that Milford Haven has a big refinery. We went that way, and usually if you go that way, the fuel prices drop, and they didn't. They went up, so we had to go back to Cardigan and get some fuel. Is the Camry your biggest car regret?
Probably. It's certainly one of the more expensive. That car lost a lot of money in no time at all. Oh well.
But you did get to look at the rear wipers.
Yes, but why didn't I just find one to test drive and just make a video of the rear wipers and just set it on my phone as a constant thing? I could have done that.
Oh, don't look. We live and we learn, isn't it? It doesn't matter.
No, I don't seem to learn at all. But I mean, seriously, that is the best advice. Is you got to judge the seller as much as the car. So when I bought that Toyota Starlet some years ago, it didn't take much chatting with the owner to realise he was a genuine old bloke selling, I think it was his sister's car. And he was a lovely chap, and that car was absolutely lovely. It was mint condition.
Yeah, and also don't let your heart take you.
That's the most dangerous bit.
Don't let your heart take you.
You need a bit of heart, because otherwise it's not an adventure.
Yeah, and particularly as it's second-hand cars, and it might be have faults. It will have faults, be they small, be they large, you know. But just take a moment, because when you're there in the moment, the car's in front of you, you do just want to buy it, you know, before you give it a good run or
Mitsubishi
anything.
Sigma Estate has twin rear wipers. Really? I don't believe I've seen a Sigma Estate with. No, I could be wrong. Nissan 300C did not. It had a single rear wiper. The preceding 280C, 2 generations of, no, the 260C and then the 280, they had twin rear wipers. If you search on my video, you can find a Nissan 280C test. There's also a Toyota Crown Custom Estate had twin rear wipers, and the what's the one slightly better? Cressida in some markets. Usually see quite a few of them at Japan Classic Sunday. Cressidas with twin rear wipers. What year is the Berlingo? 2002. It's a kind of the last. It was a very narrow window where that early style of Berlingo had the HDI engine.
Classic Wheels Wales. Is that Mike in disguise?
Oh, it might be. Yeah.
I think
Hello.
so. Hi, Mike.
Hope you're doing well, sir.
Yeah, hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
I saw on Instagram your vehicle that's taken you to Kibo. Very excellent choice.
Yeah.
Very excellent choice.
Did either of us visit Barry Scrapyard? No, the place where all the trains went to die, and mostly didn't. Quite a lot of them came out and are now on preserved railways all around the country.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I would have loved to have seen that. Wow.
Did Barry Butlins have a monorail?
Yes.
I wonder if that ended up there.
Well, no, the monorail's now at National Motor Museum.
What, from Butlins Barry?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I don't know if it's Butlins Barry. It might be another Butlins.
Because one of the Butlins monorails is in a field somewhere random.
Oh, okay.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. How many cars have you bought? I've lost count. About 80, probably. I think Daniel's just sent us an email about the Panda.
Cool.
So thank you, Daniel. Chrysler Imperial 1969 has one pantograph front wiper. Yes, that is a guaranteed fact. But some Pontiacs of that era, in the mid-60s, have twin pantograph clap hand wipers.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. As a classic, what's your opinion of the Simca Aronde P60 Grand Large?
I don't have much opinion on those Simcas. They're surprisingly popular in Australia. There are quite a few over there. Need to drive one. Need to drive more Simcas generally.
Ah, there we go. The Butlins monorail in a random field was in Fuddleport, Lincolnshire. It got bought to be used as a proper music. Oh, then disappeared.
Same.
Oh no.
Shame, brother. Same.
Shame.
What comedy do you like? Says Peter Van Hecker. He likes Alan Partridge. I struggle with cringy comedy. So Mr. Bean, Alan Partridge, I just don't get at all. I just feel uncomfortable watching it. Some funny moments, but I don't like that cringy. The Office. I couldn't watch that.
Little Miss Hubnut loves The Office. She likes sitcoms generally, doesn't she?
I like people like Tim Minchin. I think Tim Minchin is absolutely hilarious and very, very talented. And has recently just done the musical Matilda.
I love
He's done all the music for
personally.
that. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Very, very funny.
Hilarious.
Yeah. No, thank you. You can keep your cherries.
Matthew Thomas. That was Matthew who gave away the memberships. It was Matthew Thomas who gave... And thank you very much. It started a trend there. I'm taking my Mark 1 Mondeo for a trip to Snowdonia in March. Do you have any recommendations for a stop point near Aberystwyth?
I mean, it depends what you're doing. Are you hoteling? Are you...
are we talking cup of tea?
Yeah.
Or, there's lots of lovely places to go. And Aberystwyth itself is lovely. You've got places like Puddin that do the brownies and things, which are absolutely glorious.
Yeah.
The fish and chips
on
the pier. Paprika.
Oh.
The Hungarian is just
that
delicious.
is a place you have to go to.
Above Aberystwyth, the Osprey Centre. Is it
the Dovey Osprey project.
Very, very nice.
Yeah, that's got a really lovely
Buchnan Terrarian is lovely as well. Although we haven't had tea there.
No, we
haven't
actually been to the visitor centre for a long time.
If you're coming from the other way, if you're coming from outside of Aberystwyth, Then you've got Cardigan's got lots of lovely places to eat,
Mm.
like Crust. And then Synod Inn, you've got our favourite of all favourites. You've got Popty Cakes, which is just lovely for
But
food.
in terms of place to stay, if you're camping, Woodlands in Devil's Bridge is quite a nice place. Erabave is also in just outside Devil's Bridge. I know the people who run both of those sites. They're lovely people.
That Machynlleth, if it's talking camping, Guarniago.
Oh yes,
That was
Guarniago.
such a lovely site.
Off more towards Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, it's between the two, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, there's just loads of lovely places.
Mm.
And where did we stay? Torrent Walk.
Yeah, Torrent Walk,
Dolgellau. So yeah, lots and lots of lovely places to stay. Lots of lovely things to eat around here.
Yeah. We've been going for 2 hours. I think it's probably time to wind this one up now.
Do you like Red Dwarf? Yes.
Yes.
Early series, not so much later series.
Yeah, lost it a bit.
And I love Absolutely Fabulous as well.
We're only 22 hours left, and we'll have matched up and down on his 24-hour live stream. Do go and check out his channel and look back through some of those videos, because he did such an amazing job with that 24-hour live stream. And he said recently he's going to do it again.
Yeah.
He must be mad.
But there's some awesome content from that 24-hour stint. You had Passenger Seat Podcast doing a serial killer quiz.
Yeah.
You had Katie at Wrenchin' Wench doing having a chat while she was on holiday in the early hours of the morning, which finished with her mum falling through the doors or something, didn't it?
But there were all manner of technical issues all the way through, and poor Kitch was struggling the whole time to just make it work, but it did, and it was brilliant.
And it's fantastic. And was it Scruff coming in at 6 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
And
Alex.
The conversations there. 16 Valva, as he's now known. Steve.
Oh, good morning, John Malloy. Sorry, Australian viewers. It's a little early in the morning.
Yeah, there's just so many brilliant moments in that back catalogue to look over. And we make a little appearance as well.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, and Whiteland. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Of course.
Super. Well, thank you very much, everyone. It's been another great chat. Thanks to all who have donated and said lovely things. That's very kind of you.
We want a little shout out. Shout out to Phil and Lisa. Hi, Phil and Lisa.
Oh, yeah, there we go. And we look forward to seeing you in a future live stream. So thank you for your continued support.
Thank you for your continued support. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for supporting us personally.
Thank you for many comments.
And I hope you have an amazing 2023.
And we'll see you again soon. Bye.
I'll keep waving.
Keep waving.
Keep waving.
Bye.
Wave.